Aren't there like a million sites with all the Epstein emails? Like, isn't there one that's like pretend you're in Gmail? Can't you just search the name in that one?
Yes, that's the one I'm on. It's jmail.world, and I'm hitting search, and it's not doing it.
Damn. The Jews they already got him out.
Hold on.
Destiny here. Thank you, Just a Metalhead. G Vacation. Is that
Yep.
Chomsky?
No, that's Epstein.
Thoughts from Chomsky. Where's...
Oh, did they send you the wrong email? Classic.
Or did they? Or am I just retarded?
There should be... Let's see. Can I link this?
That's the email. It's a forward of a Chomsky email.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, I see. I understand. No, I'm at the bottom. Okay. I watched the horrible way you're being treated in the press and public. It's painful to say, but I think the best way to proceed is to ignore it. I've had plenty of experience. Okay. Though, of course, not on this scale. A Google search will bring up tons of hysterical accusations of all sorts, even groups devoted to vilifying me. I pay no attention unless I'm approached for a comment on a specific matter. It's a nuisance, but it's the best way. The same conclusions from experiences of others, in some cases close friends. What the vultures dearly want is a public response, which then provides a public opening for an onslaught of venomous attacks, many from just publicity seekers or cranks of all sorts, which are impossible to answer. How do you prove that you are not a neo-Nazi who wants to kill the Jews or a rapist or whatever church comes along? That's particularly true now with the hysteria that has developed about abuse of women, which has reached the point that even questioning a charge is a crime worse than murder. For virtually everyone who sees any of this, the reaction will be, where there's smoke, there's fire, maybe raging fire, whatever the facts, which few will even think of investigating in general. It's best, I think, not to react unless directly questioned, particularly in the current mood, which I promise will fade away. What was happening in 2019?
Well, I mean, he had already pled guilty to...
Yeah, but what was raising the hysteria about it now? Was there like a new Epstein file thing in 2019?
Well, it never went away after he pled guilty, right? People like kept...
Well, it ebbed and flowed.
Like, that was the Alec...
Like I didn't know anything about...
Shit.
Really? I feel like I didn't hear anything about Epstein like 2010 or something. Or maybe people did, I just wasn't paying attention. Article from February of 2019. Okay. U.S. opens inquiry into light sentence for wealthy sexual abuser. Gotcha. That might be... The fuck is this? Okay. Hard to say, but it's the best advice I can think of. Well...
I mean, knowing all this, he could have given so much better advice to Epstein and be like, listen, bro, you got Trump by the balls. You better get all that information, put that stuff on a fucking SSD, mail that to 100
Well,
different
hold on.
people.
It depends on what... That's assuming he's up to some sneaky, crazy shit. I mean, if we're looking at it from the context of like advice to a friend, then it's just like... I mean, this is just like standard shit that you would say, right? I don't know. This is supposed to be like, here's what you do. Here's the Lakari plan.
I can't believe he did that. I can't believe it. You know what else?
No.
He's going to get unbanned. Did you see the second part? He came out and was like...
Yeah, he did the thing.
All the links.
Yeah, we checked them all. There's no child porn.
Oh my God. I don't even believe that, by the way, because that would be way too risky to do.
Well, no, that's the 50 million IQ thing. Who's going to contradict you?
Maybe then.
Right?
I don't know.
Actually, they're actually, I know, and then they're like, you know what? And then you're fucked.
Actually. Oh no.
Wait, what did you learn for sight picture when you're shooting with irons?
The very, very top of the dot is like the center of whatever you're trying to hit once it's all lined up. So you get it lined up, and the very, very top of the dot is like the very top. That's where the bullet goes.
Gotcha. Did you learn like blurry focus, blurry or whatever? So the focus, your eyes are focused on the front sight, the back is blurry, the target is blurry?
I've been trying to, I put a red dot on mine.
True,
Originally,
that's the answer.
No, hold on. Originally I did, but I've been trying to do point shooting and learn that, and that's the way. Because if you can train your body to, because instinctively, if you hold a gun and you're pointing it at what you want to shoot at, for most people, it's not even at that. Like if you hold the gun where you think it's going to shoot and pull the trigger, that's not actually
once you're
the
more
place
than
that's
like 2 feet away, it can veer off into crazy directions. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this thing called point shooting, and you can kind of train your muscle memory a little bit to, like, you kind of don't need to use the sights. Like you're pretty accurate just with muscle memory to retrain yourself how to hold the gun so that it goes where you're thinking to have it go. That's all. But I'm not good at it yet.
Wow. Don't practice it if the SWAT team shows up, okay?
Did you see, hold on, I got another video for you. Here, this is a classic. Look at this.
Hey guys, it's Woody,
love
and
this
this
guy.
is what I hope is the greatest story ever told. So it won't be, but I'll do my best. Anyway, maybe 6 months back, I'm doing Painkiller already, and it's like midnight, 1 a.m., something like that. We wrap up the show, and my wife knocks on the door to the man cave. And she's like, Woody, there's somebody in the yard. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, there's people in the yard, dressed in black, like scurrying around, hiding in the trees. And I'm like, oh no. So I pull back the window shade, and I look, and the front yard has this like oversized oak tree, and it's big enough to like hide behind and stuff. And there's 2 men behind this oak tree that I can spot from above. And one of them like briefly turns his flashlight on and off, like just for a second. But without a doubt, I've identified that there are people indeed like hiding in my yard, in my like around my home in real life. So I grab my shotgun and I head down the stairs. And as I'm heading down the stairs, like I guess the people outside had realized like, oh, the gig is up, we've been spotted. We need to to face them at the front door. And I'm turning the lights on and stuff, and they see what there's activity in the house. And as I head down the front stairs with my shotgun, Remington 870 piece of crap, don't buy one. They wanted me to fix it myself, and it didn't work. So, but I headed down the front stairs, and they're like, put the gun down. And I say, who the fuck are you? Because I don't know at this point. Like, I thought they were robbers. But, here I am headed downstairs with a shotgun ready to meet whoever it is creeping around in my yard. And they identify themselves. They're like, it's the SWAT team. Like, oh. So I put the shotgun down on the stairs, and I approach the front door unarmed, which sucks, but whatever. It's the police, you do that. So I can see they're like on either side of my front door, there's these windows, and you can see in and out. And they have...
Damn, I feel like he looks like he's in his mid-30s, but he could maybe pass for late 20s. And he's actually 41 in this video. Jeez.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
God damn.
These like typical like American...
You know who else? Him and fucking Sam Cedar are
True.
fucking... Yeah.
riot shield police helmet things on, and they've got like a riot shield from Modern Warfare 2, and they're peeking between the helmet and the shield, and they're like, open the door, and I'm like, I don't know, because like at this point I'm like feeling my race, and they've actually convinced me to open the door. So I open the door, and it's me and my wife, like 5-6 feet behind me. And they're like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know. What's going on with you? And they're like, your kids here? And I'm like, yes, they're asleep in bed. So, we have to rustle the kids, and my wife and I and the 2 kids get out of the house, like in pajamas and stuff, in the neighbor's yard. And the neighbor's lights are like popping on around and stuff. And while we go to the neighbor's driveway, actually, the SWAT team like rushes in the house, like in formation, like riot shields first, armed people second, and they're going through the house. And what's happening is they're going from room to room looking for dead bodies. That's what they're up to. And as we came back, you could see like they had checked all the kitchen cabinets, and in the attic they had like rustled stuff to make sure that there wasn't a like dead body hidden under the Christmas tree or whatever. And while they're doing that, checking out the house, we're hearing the story of what went on. So they had been in my yard for an hour and a half, just casing the house. Casing means like checking the activity inside to watch what's going on. And there they are, like ninjas, hiding behind trees and under bushes and stuff, watching what's happening in the house. And someone had called the SWAT team and said that I had murdered my wife and I had murdered a kid, and that I was going to murder her too if they didn't get there fast, bust through the door, and rescue them. So the SWAT team assembled part 2 blocks away, and rustled through and then started hiding in my house, or not in my house, in my yard, watching us. And at some point, like some of the police had their suspicions that it wasn't really a hostage situation, and at some point, someone like got up, used the washroom, and went back to bed. And they're like, that's not normal riot. That's not normal hostage behavior. This seems more like a regular family going to sleep than some psycho killing people and stuff. And they didn't hear any gunshots, etc. So they explained to us that was the call. And then like halfway through their casing period, they called again. But this time it wasn't a call. They used the AT&T relay service. So if you don't know, there's something called the AT&T relay service for hearing impaired people, where they can type to them, and then the people from AT&T speak to 911 on your behalf, or anybody. So they used that, and they claimed to be, I guess, a third fictitious kid. And they said, oh no, they killed the other.
That was the real old days. Was this a government-run thing or government-funded?
It still exists, too.
Oh, fuck. I kind of don't want to say it then.
No, it's so known. It doesn't matter. It's fucked.
My guess is less than 10% of my chat knows about this.
Really?
Yeah, this is not a very well-known thing.
Oh.
I think there was like a government-mandated thing, or it was funded by the ADA or something, but basically there was a website where you could go to, and you could request them to make a phone call to a phone number and type in the message that you wanted to. So back then, if you doxed somebody, you figured out their phone number. What you could do is you could go to this online service, and then you would type in just basically the most embarrassing, humiliating things you can think of, and the people on the line who were real people, it wasn't AI, it was real human beings, had to relay these messages. So you might get a phone call from a weird number, and you're like, hey, hello? And they're like, hello, this is your friend, spooky, huge tits ghost. And you're like, okay, what are we doing? I want to slobber suck your poopy dick a million times over while we hail Hitler. And it'll just be like the most outrageous shit. Like they're doing like the fucking aristocrats on
And
the
they
line.
have to say it.
And they kind of sort of have to say, and it's just like, yeah, really.
Look, there's a new movie just came out. I just linked it to you. Apparently it's this exact thing.
Called Relay.
Probably a shitty movie.
Wow.
Called Relay.
That's crazy.
The other one, I'm the only one left. You have to bust through the door and rescue me. And it turns out the ultimate goal of these swatters, I'm told, is to have them like bust through the door and drag you off camera. Well, my show was long over at this point, but that was what they were going for. They would just love to see the police like grab me by my shoulders and pull me, off the show. So I don't know what's going on at this point or what's happening. It takes me a little while. Maybe I'm sleepy, and it dawns on me like, oh right, I am what my wife describes as a minor league internet celebrity. And I'm like, it's probably a fan or a hater or just somewhere in between, trying to entertain themselves, and they swatted me. So that's the deal. So that just about wraps up the first half. There is a second part of this story. But, we got swatted. The police interviewed us for a little while. They deposed us, and we went to bed a few hours later. But then they kept it up, and that's where the second half will come through. I'll do that video next.
Wow.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a like. I'll put up part 2 tomorrow.
That's crazy.
Give it a like. Don't forget.
Too late. What? This doesn't have any of my shit. Why would I care about this dumbass website? Find the world's lowest price on prescription drugs. Vyvanse? Not here. Adderall? Not here. What about Ritalin?
I was
Not even
actually
methylphenidate?
so hopeful for Amazon shit, and they don't have any of the good drugs there. Imagine just getting your prescription from Amazon Prime delivered to your house.
It's only
How
drugs
easy
without generics. That'd be sick. Well, I don't even know what drug I don't take a lot of drugs. Unless I got the good shit. MDMA, no. Okay, just kidding. So this is, I like how the government can just do prices on things, or do this drug shit and call it Trump RX. Like, so does this get renamed when Trump leaves office, or does he have to fucking cum his name on every fucking thing he touches with his disgusting little poopy fingers?
How much? I have a prediction, by the way. This is a total Dan prediction, but are you ready for it?
What?
A $500 or $1,000 bill with Trump's face on it is coming.
I don't think so. That'd be funny though.
No?
Just because I feel like doing money shit or new bills, isn't that like a really big deal? It's not a hard thing to do.
I think he can just literally mandate that it happens. What is going on? Why is the meme coins, why are the Bitcoins crashing, guys?
Who the fuck
What's happening?
knows and who the fuck cares? I hope
And
y'all.
silver and gold too, also, I think, right?
One of them tanked really hard. I don't remember if it was silver or gold. They might have both tanked, but I think one of them like fucking got wrecked or renode. Rumor isn't backed up by credible evidence. Where's the video? Oh, hold on.
Much.
I'll be right back.
Much. I appreciate it. Thank you, please. Thank you.
Mr. President, can you respond to the new Fox poll that says people think ISIS's tactics are too aggressive?
What?
Much. I appreciate it.
It was before this. What a stupid fucking video. How could you cut that part out?
Looking for a car loan but worried about your credit?
Yeah, I am.
At EFGLoan.com, we make auto financing simple. With our trusted dealer and lender networks, we offer guaranteed approvals.
This Biden term is going to be a thing of the past. Active the DOJ on addressing that because chemists are coming up with new opioids faster than the government has been able to keep up. We're going proactive on these new chemicals.
That's great. No, I hear fantastic things. Thank you all very much.
These new chemicals.
That's great.
Faster than the government has been able to keep up. We're going proactive.
Wait, was that it?
On the, up with new opioids faster than the government has been able.
Nah, no shot. What frequency range do you think this would be in? Up here?
Faster than the government has been able.
Isolate the chart.
To keep up. We're going proactive. Coming up with new opioids and the government has been able to keep up. We're going proactive on these. Keep up. We're going proactive.
Wait.
Has been able to keep up.
I cut the wrong
faster
frequency.
than the government has been able.
Wait, it's lower than I think it is. 1 second. It wouldn't be that low. Somebody tell me the frequency. You guys should know this. Somebody should know this.
Faster than the government has been able to keep up.
Heard it a little better that time. Up here?
We're going has been able to keep up. We're going faster than the government has. Faster than the government. Faster than the government has.
It's 2K.
Has been able to keep up. Faster than the government. Faster than the government has
It's
been
clearly not. It's below that. We're going to isolate the frequencies, one band at a time, until we get it.
able to keep up. We're faster than the government. Faster than the government has.
It's like around here. Let's try 500. Hold on.
Been able to keep up. We're going faster than the government has been able.
It's these three. This is it.
Coming up with new opioids faster than the government has been able to keep up.
Never mind. That was horrible. Okay, I give up. Some other guy did it professionally. Sound engineer isolated it. Okay.
The DOJ
It's
on
dead
addressing
mouse.
that because chemists are coming up with new opioids faster than the government has been able to keep up. We're going
I thought you guys were exaggerating. Normally, I wouldn't bother, but when you see, like, the urgency in the room...
Aggressive. Photographers, recorders, we're done. Thank you. Cameras, we're going.
No, there's no way. I have to know. We're gonna isolate the audio. So annoyingly, we have this guy speaking directly over what we want to hear. So I have to use my audio repair software very carefully to separate the dialogue, the room tone, and the noise.
Okay.
The next step is just to tidy up all the artifacts left in by the recording and the processing I just did. In these cases, it's actually easiest to remove the content that you want to keep, then subtract the result from the original.
Okay.
Luckily, this software already has the perfect tool for the job. Lastly, I just bring the audio back into Ableton so I can enhance it with some EQ, dynamics, wave shaping, etc.
Okay.
I'm also being very careful not to add anything that wasn't there before, which would defeat the whole purpose.
Gotcha.
Okay, so just in case there was any doubt, here it is. Thanks for watching. Please, would defeat the whole purpose. Okay, so just in case there was any doubt, here it is.
Was it though? Rip. Our God. Okay. Eliza Schaefer speaking to his wife and the mother of his children. How does it... Why is his wife even recording? Damn, these are some shifty people.
Dumb bitch. Please. I'm trying to... Like, god damn it. Being such a fucking whore. I'm like, literally like, oh, hey. You know what?
Oh, yeah, am I just hearing and seeing Ben Affleck everywhere? He sounds a little bit like Ben Affleck, right? Am I crazy? He does. He does.
Like, god damn it.
I hear the... That just... I can see his face when he says this.
I'm trying to... Like, god damn it.
Oh my God. He absolutely does.
Being such a fucking whore. I'm like, literally like, oh, hey. You know what? You had a couple beers. Oh, why do you lie to me? Why do you lie to me? You know why? 'Cause you're a fucking whore and you're a bitch. And you need to shut the fuck up. How about that? Because when I talk to you the truth, you become a fucking whore. and I don't want to be around you. Oh, I'm not a whore. Yeah, maybe you're not. You act like one. How about that? Oh, well, you want to show yourself to me? Yeah. How about this? I can handle...
I know exactly what's happening in this, by the way. Ugh. Oh my god, I know what's happening in this. One sec. We're gonna listen to that, but I know. I got a good meme. Hold on.
Your shit. Fucking divorce me. Take my son. Do what the fuck you want. How about this? Shut the fuck up, because I'm your husband, and I'm trying to support you and be your husband. Well, you had a couple beers with someone. Oh, god damn it. Oh, I hope you die. I hope you die and successfully. Oh my god, your husband had some beers. I hope you die in peace. Oh my god, you have fake problems. You have fake problems. You're a fake complainer. You have fake problems. Your husband loves you. He works for you. He does everything. Oh my god, but you know, I have to ask. Could you just be honest with me for one moment? Oh my god, what did I do? Was honest with you. Do you know what I got in return, being honest? This shit. So fuck you. Honestly, from my bottom of my heart, fuck you, you bitch. I fucking will never be honest with you. You're a fucking ungrateful bitch. So fuck you. You don't deserve any honesty. Oh, I just really want you to be honest with me. I want you to just please. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. You had a couple beers. You tell me in past life. Oh my god, you're such a fucking lie. Oh, you suffer with lying. You suffer with lying, you bitch. You suffer with lying. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Fuck you, honestly, just fuck you. You're such a fucking stupid cunt. You're just like, oh, well, you had a couple beers. I just wish you told me the truth. No, you don't, you bitch. You have no desire for that. It makes me so angry. It makes me so angry every time I listen to your stupid fucking shit. It makes me so angry. You know what? It's just, it makes me so angry I listen to your shit. I'm so angry I even, like, listened to you for 10 minutes. You just lie to me through your teeth, and you go, well, you lie to me? You lie to me too. You're a liar. You're a fucking liar. And you go, when you lie to me, you're a liar. I hate you. You're a fucking lying bitch too. So fuck you. I'm done with this. You know what? It's just like, it's just retarded. I won't be honest with you. I don't know why there's an issue tonight. You know, my dad sucks. I'm sorry, my dad sucks.
So I'm only offering this semi-defense of Elijah Schaffer just because I hate Milo and I like watching these guys all fight with each other. Elijah's very fucking weird. If he said any of this to his wife, that would be horrible. But I think Elijah literally will full rehearse things or like just shout to a mirror when he's just like pissed off or when he just is like feeling a thing or if he's trying to rehearse how a conversation could go or some shit. I think that he actually like more than anybody, any normal person I think I've ever met has like a tendency to do this. Hold on. Fuck. When did I debate? Does anybody remember when I debated Elijah? Get heated in live Ukraine debate.
Putin, you hear all these.
April 29th, 2022. Oh, fuck. I don't even have that much of this. The only reason why I'm saying this is because when we did our event, I left my hotel room and I could hear what almost sounded like screaming. And when I stopped to listen, I think it was Elijah Schaffer practicing his debate against me. And I stopped and I recorded for like 17 seconds because I didn't have much footage left because I just secretly recorded the last 50 women that I fucked. This is a 17-second video. I don't remember what this sounded like. I thought it sounded crazy at the time, though. Fuck, you can't hear it. Fuck, it's way too quiet. You have to boost the fuck out of this audio. Nice selfie cam too, you fucking loser. It's just me recording his door. But he's like going off inside this room. He's like, blah, 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 like about his debate. It was like, I was like I'm in the hallway and you can't hear the sound well on my phone. There's no way I can boost the volume on the sound thing. It's not turned down. Oh wait, hold on. This is turned down a lot. Does this help at all? I don't know if he was rehearsing for the debate that we were about to do or something, because I think I listened for a little bit. It was like the Ukraine-Russia talking points. But yeah, I'm standing out in the hallway. You just hear it like clearly, perfectly. So I feel like he's like has a habit of, you aren't showing video because you don't need to see the video. I think he has a habit of like fucking rehearsing way too loud for shit like this, and he might record it too. Obviously and also in this video we can clearly tell he's not speaking to his wife, like he's voice acting for her. But was it a rehearsal pre-debate or a post-debate event? No, this was pre-debate because I got out of my hotel room to walk down there, and then I heard him in the hallway out, and I just like took a 17-second video. I thought it was very strange. That's all I got for that. Kind of funny though, kind of memey.
What was your last relationship before us?
No.
I want to know.
No, we don't need to do this.
Seriously, I will not get mad. I've dated people too. I just like, it's your history, you know?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you promise you won't get mad?
I promise.
Your mom, your sister.
I'm gonna remember that.
Okay.
Please.
Please do.
Okay. The last girl I dated was this girl named Amanda. We dated for like 4 months, maybe. And then, yeah, I met you 4 months later. And this goes without saying, but I mean, compared to you, it like wasn't even dating. She's just like not you. So
yeah.
You okay? Okay.
Just get it.
Where are you going? Lex. Stop. You don't have to fold that.
I do if I don't want to be in a messy space.
Lexi.
It's freezing in here.
Can you just sit down? Where are you getting these robes?
I don't know. There must be like, they're like from women in here. I don't know. Whores left them around. I don't know.
Okay, so
if I had play money still, I would be buying Bitcoin right now. I feel like it's for sure going to 100K again. It's just a matter of time in the bottom, but that's what I would be doing. Good luck, guys, if you do it.
So obviously you're mad right now.
I'm not mad.
Okay, then I'm gonna go brush my teeth.
When you were dating her and you said that it wasn't serious, does that just mean like you guys were having a bunch of sex all the time in your bed?
We were hooking up. Okay, we were casually hooking up because both of us were single and we're allowed to do that.
Oh no.
You said you wouldn't be mad. Come on.
I'm not. I feel
Can you
good.
not?
I feel good.
Lexi.
What was she like? Like, what was her personality like?
Who? Amanda?
Yeah, maybe the girl we've been talking about the whole time would be good. We could think of someone else, but I feel like the girl we've been talking about
Don't
is awesome.
unscrew that. Put the ball back in the lamp.
What did she do? Did she do like advertising, or did she do like marketing, or did she work as a teacher?
She was in law school. Holy shit, stop!
Okay, listen. I'm going to give you a manipulator strategy on this, but only because I think this is a manipulative question, so it's fair game, all right? When you go, I should ask for a job recruiter. If there are any job recruiters in here, you can tell me if I'm right or wrong on this guy, but it's my intuition. when you go into a job interview and they ask you a question like, what's your biggest weakness? I think my take on that question is that's an invitation to demonstrate a level of self-awareness for a flaw that you had, and then a level of self-improvement, and that you were able to identify a flaw and work through it. So going in and saying some shit where it's like, what's your biggest weakness? I'm too responsible. Huh? It's like, okay, get the fuck out. You're retarded. But also when they're like, what's your biggest weakness? And he's like, I'm late all the time to work. LOL. It's like, okay. Like the idea I think is supposed to be like what's your greatest flaw? I have trouble communicating sometimes with people. And as a result of that, there's a fucking AI assistant, or I have my sister, read over my shit before I send it so that I make sure that I'm more clear in my communication and I get feedback from my manager or whatever bullshit, right? It's like you have a problem, you've identified it, and it's something that you've like taken steps to rectify, right? I think that's generally like what that question is an invitation for. Okay, this only works if you have a good real life example or if the girl doesn't know you or your group of friends that well. When a girl asks you about a prior partner, and she's the type of person to play games, what you have to do is you have to pick a girl that is at least slightly inferior in every meaningful way to your current girlfriend, okay? So if you're dating a girl who has, 34B tits and is white, then your ex it was a 38A and was paler white, okay? If your current girlfriend has beautiful long blonde hair, then your ex had blonde hair that was cut worse with more split ends and was drier. Okay, you have to, like, if your current girlfriend is like a biology master's or whatever, then your last girlfriend was a bio who quit her way through undergrad. Okay, it's just slightly improved upon. Don't choose something different because that might mind fuck her. Don't be like, oh, my last girlfriend. Oh yeah, well she was Asian or whatever. Oh, huh. How many Asian girls have you dated? Was that why you dated her? Or, because I noticed I'm not Asian. What was her name? How much did you, don't do that. And don't ever, ever, even if you think you can swing it better, do not ever give something that they were superior to your current girlfriend in a way that she perceives it, not you perceive it, she perceives it, because whoo. So if your girlfriend is a biology fucking undergrad, whatever, I'm picking this as the most random thing or whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, she was a biology PhD, but it was actually way worse because she was publishing all the time and she was getting accreditations and we had to travel for conferences and shit. This is the equivalent to a girl telling you, I actually really prefer your dick because my last boyfriend's dick was so big, it was super uncomfortable. Yours is perfect, okay? I hated the last one because it was just you don't want to hear that. You shouldn't ask that, especially because you don't want to hear that. So you don't want to say some shit like that, okay? So your last girlfriend was always a little uglier, a little older, a little worse at whatever thing your girlfriend is excelling at, okay? That's the answer you give. And then it's like, oh, I'm definitely the upgrade. Hell yeah. That's okay. If you want to... The best case scenario, though, is when somebody asks a question, just run the other direction, all right?
I was in law school.
Holy shit, okay, stop! Okay.
Did you tell her that you love her?
Maybe.
No! What are you doing? Lexi, stop. Can we just... Lexi.
Oh my god.
Dude, come on.
There was a chicken in there. Do you think any of her old hair is here?
Was she a cheerleader?
By the way, remind that this isn't every woman. This is just advice when they are mentally unwell. Actually, I would say that this encompasses 98% of people. Not necessarily the super manipulative answer that I just gave, but it's unless you are incredibly socially aware and unless you and your partner have incredibly high levels of confidence, don't ever talk about a prior partner that is clearly better in a way that your partner perceives than your partner. It's just never, ever, ever, ever worth doing it. The risk is so high of having permanently hurt feelings, and then the upside is non-existent. There's not even much to be gained from that conversation. So if Destiny, you date the wrong people, you're autistic. I'm sorry. Just if anybody disagrees with me on this, don't ever take their advice on any interpersonal shit because they're just wrong. I'm sorry. If you tell your girlfriend, even if it's a thing that might be true, if your girlfriend has, we'll say nice perky tits or a nice bubble butt or whatever, and you say some shit oh yeah, my last girlfriend, yeah, she had huge tits and a huge butt or whatever, but I don't even like that stuff. Doesn't matter. for 80% of women, now some will be really bad and some will just be like, whatever. Every time you look at a girl, walk near a girl, there's a coworker you have. It's like, oh, I noticed that Ashley at your job, she's got some big old cow tits, huh? How do you feel about that? Just don't ever say it. For girls to guys, I hear so many autistic comments like, oh yeah, like, I like that my boyfriend is whatever. The last guy was like so tall or whatever. I didn't like it, right? No guy. It's just a bad thing to, or like the dick thing. I hear people say retarded shit like this sometimes. I hear girls say retarded shit to other girls sometimes. Like, oh, I think that your smaller tits are actually cute. I wish I could walk around without a bra. Like, don't ever, even a girl to girl, don't ever say that. What a fucking retarded thing to say. Just don't, when you make disfavorable comparisons to things that the other person values, even if you genuinely don't care, it is such a fucking huge can of worms to open up. And it's just don't venture into that. You can do it if you're very socially aware, if your partner's very socially aware, and if you're both very confident people, you can do it. But otherwise, you got to be so careful when you do shit like that. What do you do when your girlfriend asks you if you think a friend of theirs is hot? That's just such a retarded question. If a girl asks me that, I would say, whoever I answer, I'm going to jerk off to them for the next 10 days thinking about it. So I'll give you an answer, but like, do you really want to know that? That's just a retarded question. The answer to questions like that is truthfully, don't ask me questions you don't want the answer to. Bitch. Just kidding, don't say that. What was your longest relationship? Probably Melina, right? Was that 4 or 5 years? Your analysis is 100% correct, but isn't the goal to find someone who you can navigate the most fucked up conversations with and not have to play any sort of games? No, I think a partner is somebody that you should be able to have a great deal of vulnerability with and some unique kinds of vulnerabilities with, but not all kinds of vulnerabilities. I don't think that a partner is one that you have to max out the vulnerability scale on everything, but just some unique things that you wouldn't with anybody else maybe. Like there might be more parts of you that your doctor has seen. Like, I don't know if like, oh fuck, I had a prostate exam yesterday, babe. Like, I really need you to dig out the anal fuck scope because he's seen more of me than you have of me and I need to be vulnerable. Like, you don't need to do that. It's not a relevant thing, you know? Hey, you can set him up. My 9 Brazilians are coming. How do you deal with this? How do I find somebody with no insecurities? You have to be willing to filter with behavior and you have to be able to accept the filtering, I think. A lot of people are very scared to filter with behavior, not realizing that they're filtering the people they should be. So like, I brought this one up a lot before. Like a lot of girls ask me things like, oh, do you think I should fuck a guy on the first date? And my answer is always like, if you're looking for somebody who like wants to be in a serious committed relationship, fuck no. And they're like, oh, I feel like I should by like the second or third date. And it's like, why? Why would you have that pressure? If the guy can't wait a month or two, then it's probably not a long-term, like if the guy's that impatient, like why the fuck would you waste your time? Like, and they're like, well, I feel like I would lose a lot of guys if I were to, do this. Like, yeah, you probably would, but that's good. You're trying to filter. That's the whole point of having a selection criteria is to filter some people out. Or same thing with guys and girls. Like, I don't know if I want to show that I'm into video games or anime. It's like, well, are you going to hide that your entire fucking life? Like, get that shit out in the open as soon as possible and then filter and don't waste your time. It's okay to filter people. Well, now if you're desperate, you've never had anybody before, then maybe not, but... Have you met any girls that you can talk that honestly with? Yeah, I would say most of my partners are going to be pretty open. But the issue too, and here's another huge issue, and people never think about this. When people are making decisions, or when people are making decisions about things that they want or want to do in the future, they generally do it from like a neutral or happy state of mind. Like a person will think like, I wonder if I could work this job as a professional shit picker-upper. Well, I could wear nose plugs. I could do this, right? Nobody's like, God, I'm so fucking angry right now. I just want to think about my future. Like, nobody does that. So the issue is you evaluate everything in like a neutral to positive state of mind, but you don't know how you're going to react to things in a negative state of mind. So you might have a partner where both of you are like fairly confident and both of you feel good and whatever. And you might have to talk about, like past partners, like, oh, I actually dated like 3 black chicks in a row before I, found you and I love you and everything. And the other person might genuinely not even be bothered. They don't care. Like, oh yeah, whatever. I don't care actually. But then what might happen is maybe in the future, and it might even be over some dumb shit. Maybe you get into a fight over some shit and, you're kind of chatting with your friends and you have like a close-ish friend who's a girl who's black. Well, now your white bitch girlfriend is going to be looking at it like, I don't know how I feel about that now, right? Like you're introducing things that when the mind state gets altered in the future because somebody's upset about something or angry about, like it's so much potentially Not good stuff. Just be careful, okay? Be careful. How do you work that line in an open relationship? Seems impossible when a partner know. Well, if you're in an open relationship, you should just work all that shit constantly. Because if they're getting upset about things you're saying, they're definitely going to get upset about people you're fucking. So, but that's like for open stuff or any of that, you're already on some wild time there. Okay. What is your opinion on partners having access to each other's phones? This is like a catch-22. I think asking for a phone is a huge red flag. But refusing to give a phone over is a huge red flag. So it's kind of a lose-lose. I don't know what you do at that point. Good luck. You should just snoop sneakily without the partner ever knowing, I guess. A month or two, what the fuck? Why would a woman need to make a guy wait for that long? If the guy wants to date her instead of just fucking her, the guy should be able to minimally invest 1 or 2 months of time into a girl before having to fucking get his dick inside. What about sexual chemistry? I mean, you'll find it out when you fuck eventually, but you can also like talk about sex too. Although I guess maybe that would be uncomfortable for people, but. Two months is wild. What if they suck at it? How old are you? You motherfuckers will be in the talking stage of a relationship for fucking 3 years. And you're telling me that you couldn't like formally date a person for 2 months before fucking? Get the fuck out of here. Stop. Jesus. Actually, you know what? If you think that, fine. Then you're the kind of person that would be filtered by a girl like that, which is also fine, which is also okay. If you're the guy who's like, I need to know if I'm sexually compatible with this person ASAP, I don't want to waste a few months, then that's fine too. But just know that there are going to be some girls looking for serious relationships that are going to filter you, but that could be okay. It's okay. People don't think it's okay to get filtered. It is. It's totally okay to get filtered. That's fine. You might just not be compatible. You don't have to be compatible with every single person. You don't have to take it personally if you're not compatible with every single person. No offense, but why should people take relationship advice from you when you're single and just got divorced? True. Don't take relationship advice from me. Let me tell you what you should actually do. You need to find your true love in high school, your first partner ever, and marry them before fucking them or moving in with them. Do it the way that God intended. And then everything in your life will be perfect, okay? Turning a girl down for sex will break them, though. Well, if the girl's pushing for sex, generally it's the guy who pushes earlier, generally speaking. Destiny, it's like that Am I the Asshole where she made her boyfriend mad saying he wasn't one night stand material, but boyfriend material. Oof, yeah, that's a killer one. Don't ever say that. Or I used to say dumb shit like this. Like I think I like people that are more like on the cute spectrum than like on the sexy spectrum. But oh my God, don't ever say to your girlfriend, oh, I think you're really cute and I really like that. More so than like, I'm not into like the hot girl look or whatever. Don't ever say that. What a retarded fucking thing to say. I used to say that in my 20s. What a stupid, retarded fucking thing to say. Or if like a girl is like put together a whole outfit and she's done all of her makeup or whatever up and she's like, oh, how do you think I look? And you're like, I think you'd look better with no makeup. What a retarded fucking, why the fuck would you say that? Don't say that. She just put all this work into making herself look, why the fuck would you say that? Oof. Careful. The games people play sometimes with keeping stuff from their partners is insane. My Lebanese buddy hid that he was from a Muslim family from his white girlfriend for like 6 months. Shit was funny but wild. Nice. What about man refusing to pay for the date until he knows she's the one? I mean, if you want to, sure. You might get filtered by some people, but maybe that's not an important thing. I feel like most women that are in my sphere that I've ever interacted with, sexually or dating-wise, whatever, usually offer to split. I feel like it's probably more common in like the techie, software-y, gamer-y world than a more traditional world, but... Hold on, let me get my food. Will you ever say yes, no? No, fuck no. If you're dating someone you like him, you're trying to rake up as many brownie points as possible. Why would I let somebody take easy points from me? Let me pay the bill. I know I'm going to fuck some shit up later. Give me this win, please. Please give me this win. I have the money to pay for this. I might not have the emotional availability though, to pay for a fucking argument getting later. So please let me have this W, okay? Jesus, I need something to blackmail you with later. I paid for dinner, and then I did ignore you all night because I needed to stay up till 4 a.m. farming on Arc Raiders. But I paid for dinner. Don't give up the easy wins. Jesus. Okay.
Later, was she small? Was she tiny?
Should I do it? Should I do it? I could do it. I could do it. Was it about this short? I want to look like the love of your life. I'm kidding. I'm doing a joke. I'm being funny.
Oh, also, another comment, don't ever mention you're doing a thing and you know about the thing or you like the thing because you did it with a past partner. Don't ever say that. Don't ever, oh, this place is so nice or whatever. And it's like, yeah, me and my ex used to come here all the time. Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that. This is like the equivalent to you fucking a girl and you're like, oh, your pussy's so tight. She's like, yeah, it's real tight because my last boyfriend cummed in it so much. He had so much cum in me all the time. There's so much cum. You're telling your girlfriend that the place that you're in is covered with emotional cum. Don't do that. So don't ever do that. So stupid. But disfavorable comparisons. I've always wanted to come here, but no girl I've ever been with has ever wanted to do this with me. Oh, now you're it. But that's the manipulator. Don't be a manipulator. Don't do that. I love the way you wear dresses. None of my exes could wear dresses, but don't do that. That's manipulative. But that type of shit, favorable comparisons will fuck somebody's mind up. This is why you should never, ever, 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 whether you do open relationships, monogamous relationships, or any kind of relationship, anything ever, don't ever, this is a rule for everybody. I follow this rule. That's how serious it is. Okay, when I take my own advice, that's when you know it's serious. Do not ever complain about your partner to somebody of the opposite sex. Holy shit. That's the ultimate mindfuck. Oh my God. He came to me to talk to me about his partner. I'm kind of better than them then, right? Because he's coming to me to fix the problem. You kind of have to be better. Like that's the, not good.
The love of your life. I'm kidding. I'm doing a joke. I'm being funny like her. Was she funny? Tell me every place that you guys had sex in here.
No.
And just tell me who's
No.
better, please.
No.
I want to know. I seriously won't be back.
Lexi, you're being crazy. Okay? You're being a crazy psycho.
Okay.
And I'm so sick of it. You're trying to trap me. And if I'm being honest, even though we didn't work out, at least Amanda was cool and didn't pull any of this bullshit with me.
That was cool. Did you think she was cool? Or
What did you just say?
You just said that. Did you think that she was cool? Is what you said?
No.
Or
Amanda.
so much of the stuff that you've said tonight between us is completely fixable.
Fuck you. Oh, fuck you. You can't keep doing this.
I am only here because I love you. I just wanted to see if there was a way we could figure things out because I feel like when we ended, I just didn't have all the information on why. But now I do. And I know you didn't think I was ugly before because I'm not ugly and I'm not fat, but you had to say those things.
Get the fuck out of my house.
All right, have a good one.
What?
Sir, we received a noise complaint for your address. Just making sure we don't have a domestic violence situation here and everyone's safe. Can I come in?
How did you do it?
What are you doing?
How did you do it? It's you.
That's it.
I know
Hands
it's
behind
you.
your back. Hands me on your back! You're under arrest!
It's you!
God damn.
I know it!
Yes. Got a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Did you fade my bet?
Oh, no, fade?
Yeah.
I don't.
You didn't.
I don't even. No, I don't know what fading.
I'm not gonna get mad. I just like seeing you win. I just want to know.
I didn't fade your bet. I guess maybe if what you're saying is I did do a bet where I did all the parlay, but all the opposite of the things you said.
Okay, yeah, cool. You can head out then.
What?
You can head out. I think your time here is done. We're all good. We're all set on the hang. You can go. And maybe leave your keys and walk. I would like you to walk home and think about what you did.
Are you mad at me?
No, I'm not mad. I just am confused why you're still here.
Wow. Good ad.
Just a
11 minutes.
Sorry.
Wait, this is the guy.
The future.
Did we watch this one? I'll put that on the back burner. The insulin triggers. The evolution of technology has made it possible to produce insulin without using animals. 1951, 10,000 pounds of pig pancreas makes 1 pound of insulin. Today, genetically engineered bacteria produce animal-free insulin. And a huge thank you to the family of Frederick Banting and Charles Best and the wonderful team for giving so much to us diabetics. I would have been dead 30 years ago if it wasn't for them. They sold it for $1 in 1923. I don't know if this person is a fake diabetic or they're just a retard that doesn't manage their own care. You don't take that insulin. You've probably never in your life taken that insulin. The insulin that exists today is so much better than that dog shit, okay? Why did I got linked this thread just to trigger the fuck out of me? And yet I have to triage my other prescriptions to make sure I can buy insulin every month. I can't afford my continuous glucose monitor this month or my HRT. We live in hell. How long have continuous glucose monitors even been on the market? Isn't this like a relatively new thing within the past like 5-ish years? Or is it a little bit longer than that? When did the first CGM come out? First continuous glucose monitor release. What's the first one that came out for consumers that you could like actually realistically use and monitor? I don't know what the first one would have been. This is a relatively newish technology in the history of diabetes. Maybe it's like 10 years, but are these in Europe? Do you guys typically have these? I imagine you must at this point. Did you really accuse Merck of accusing you of rape? She basically accused me of molesting her, but you know, based Merck. She's a queen for that. Oh, poor actual fucked person wandering into this thread. We live in hell. LOL, try living like that in a third world country and then say America is hell. Like, your situation totally sucks, but hell? Kiev is without power and cold. Gazans have no homes or economy. Uyghurs imprisoned in China. Sudanese in another civil war. All of these things can be true at once. Based. Can you get high in insulin? Yeah, it's called taking too much and dying. Kiev is in the middle of a war caused in no small part due to the incompetence of the West and USA government corruption. Gaza got wrecked by USA's proxy state. Uyghurs being imprisoned doesn't seem all that far from the direction ICE is going. In Sudan, okay, I'm going to be honest, I don't know enough about Sudan to comment on that one. Because they don't know what the West or East involvement is. Nice. I shouldn't say East, I guess, or the West versus the rest of the world. What do these people post in? Oh, I'm too lazy to dig. What is roses are red? Well, it's red. That sounds like some commie shit. I'm going with that one. So a dissociative, I don't know what drug experience it would be compared to, but if you have too much insulin in your body, your blood sugar gets too low, you basically will start to, I think you basically slowly start to kind of lose touch with reality. You start to freak out a little bit. Your movements and everything become like very sluggish and fucked. And you basically have a huge sense of impending doom and death just because you need like an orange juice or some sugar. It's a pretty cringe and not cool thing to have to deal with. Try it on stream. Ha! I can't have hypoglycemia because my liver, pancreas, works. Liver makes glucagon. That's what sugars my blood up. Well, no, I guess if you took a ton of artificial insulin, I guess you would go hyperglycemic, I guess. Hypoglycemic. So maybe you should try. Don't try it. Don't do that. That'll kill you. Okay. True. Oh, true. You can still buy the cheap shit insulin. You'll probably just die taking it because it sucks shit. Dump, dump, blub. Okay, whatever. Most people know this at this point. They're correcting him. That's good. Did you watch Sinners and what did you think of it? I thought Sinners was good. I'd say like above average movie. The biggest issue that I had, I think, with Sinners is I don't know the trope because I've only catch this like in movies. I don't know the trope of like the fiddler against the devil thing, but I was really shocked that the ending victory over the weird vampire people was just like fighting scenes with like shotguns and stuff. I really thought there was going to be like a fucking fiddle battle, that it was going to be like that like fucking Crossroads or whatever. I've never even seen all of this movie. Like I basically thought we were gonna get some shit like this with like the little kid versus like the leprechaun people having some fucking blues off or something like that. I don't know. Especially because they have that whole like your like mushroom trip middle music scene through the ages and all that, and the kid playing music is like a big deal. And then the ending fighting is all just like shotgun blast, and it's like, okay, I don't know. I mean, I also thought, listen, okay, I'm just going to say this. I hate racism. I think racism is bad. But I felt like the ending thing, like killing all the KKK people, it just felt like kind of masturbatory, but like not in a good way, I guess. I don't know. Center started really fucking good, and it was good up until the vampire shit / the music through the ages. And I don't hate the vampires or the music thing, but the quality just super dropped off after those moments. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Did you feel the same with Tarantino killing the Nazis? No, because it feels like earned. It feels like over the top, but it's like supposed to be. And it's like there's a way to be, we're getting into the, like, you can be like on the nose. Like, obviously, the Nazis are the bad guys in the Tarantino movies, and that's a very on-the-nose thing. But it doesn't feel, like, overly preachy, I guess. Maybe because the story and the dialogue and everything up to that point feels like it's well done, so it doesn't feel like a cheap cash out. Like, I guess when I say earned, it's like, imagine you get, like, a really dog shit movie about a guy trying to save an airplane that's flying in the sky or some bullshit. I don't know. And it's just and the whole movie fucking sucks. And then like and just no, you don't care about anything. And at the end of the movie, the plane crashes, and they're like, "Your daughter was on board," and it's like, "Oh," and it's like, are we just trying to make it like even more sad because we didn't earn this or build up to this at all? Like it just feels like a cheap, shitty thing. So like for Sinners, the whole like kill the KKK people at the end, it just felt like a weirdly masturbatory scene that was super out of place or whatever. Like I feel like if you look at Django or any of that shit, I feel like it's way more in place and it makes sense. Or the Inglourious Bastards, like it builds up to it, it makes sense. It doesn't feel like it's trying to cheaply play on your emotions. Like, well, look, we're killing the bad guys. Would you put Sinners above Creed and or Black Panther? Ooh. I feel like, oh wait, sorry. Black Panther, the superhero movie? Sorry. I thought you were mentioning, I thought you were talking about is it Black Klansman? Is that what you meant to say? I feel like I don't remember the Black Klansman movie that well, but I feel like it was pretty good. But I really don't like that one actor. I don't know if I'm like alone on that. People saw him in the Marriage Story movie. Kylo Ren actor. This Adam Driver? I don't like him as an actor. But I haven't seen that Marriage Story movie, so maybe it's a lot better. I don't know. I haven't seen Silence either. I've only seen him in he's the guy in Black Klansman, right? And then obviously in the Star Wars movies. And I feel like in both those movies he was super meh. So, ugh. However, I don't think I would have said anything good about this guy. But in that I'm thinking of Ending Things, that was an unbelievable performance. So if I only saw him in Breaking Bad, I'd probably just be like, oh, he seems serviceable. But I haven't seen other movies of him. Oh, he's in Bugonia. The 3 movies mentioned were all Coogler movies, so that's why the chatter is asking. That sounds like a racist. What were the 3 movies? It was Black Klansman, Sinners, and Creed? I don't think Creed... Or wait, is Coogler the name of the director? Sorry, hold on. I don't even know. Maybe that's... Boogler. No, it's the one guy. This is not a real face. Is this AI? Okay. He did those 3 movies. Interesting. I think Creed is an almost perfect movie. However, Creed is not a very ambitious film. Like, it's a very straightforward... Like, it doesn't try to do anything crazy. But I think Creed is like a perfect... I think Creed is almost a perfect movie. I love Creed. That's an amazing movie. And I don't like boxing or any of that cringe stuff. I didn't even really like the Rocky movies that much. I thought they were okay, but... Whew.
Reminder, when people like ask me, what is your problem with Ezra Klein's opinion?
Okay. Can I offer one up? Him saying, for example, a few months ago that...
Charlie Kirk?
No, well, that was bad. But also... that was bad. But that Mary Gluesenkamp-Perez and Jared Golden should have as much say in the future of the Democratic Party as Zoran Mamdani and Bernie Sanders. Those 2 absolutely horrific Democrats voted for an increase in ICE funding after the Renee Good shooting. And then both Golden and Gluesenkamp-Perez, they weren't shamed like Swazi was into changing it, just voted for the continuing resolution.
Well, Golden, to be fair, Jared Golden, he's retiring.
Oh, so he can't be the future of the Democratic Party, right? Because he's not going to even be in Congress anymore. It's a little weird.
It could be at Welcome Fest 2026. And Gluesenkamp, I
mean... Every time these guys talk, and you think that maybe they're giving a good take, it's not. It's like, you hear a girl and she's like, I would never date a guy below 6 feet. And then her friend rolls up and you want to get mad at her. And her friend rolls up and she's like, girl, that opinion is fucking retarded. And you're like, thank you. And she's like, you wouldn't date any guy below 6 feet? And she's like, no, I wouldn't. Like, girl, 6'2", okay? 6 feet guys are a dime a dozen now. You gotta go 6'2" or higher. When these guys say, I don't like that these people voted for ICE funding or whatever, if the next line was like, they need to lock in and all the Dems need to vote together, then I'd be like, oh, okay, you know what? Okay, maybe a base take, but it's not. It's gonna be like, they need to vote on an exclusively socialist platform. Actually, we need to go back to the force the vote, and every single day in Congress, they need to be forcing the vote on Medicare for all, so that we can go to America and say, look, these guys voted against Medicare for all. It's always like, it's even more retarded than you possibly think. Oh my God. Destiny's gonna underappreciate what Black Panther had to offer with insight on the Black community and the touchy subject of traditionalism and securing national ethnicities. I don't think that movie did as much as you might think it did there, unless you're one of the Black people who thinks that all the Egyptians looked like Jay-Z. But hey, listen, if you are, more power to you, okay? I'm clapping right now.
I mean, God knows where she's going to be in 6 months. But this is what I find fascinating, and I think that I want you to try and ignore what his opinion actually is in this, because it's obviously blinkered. But think about how it was formed.
Fuck, I was trolling, please. Okay, my bad.
This was from, when was this?
6 months ago.
6 months ago, right? And so just ask yourself more than 6 months ago. This is July of 2025, but 7 months, 8 months. Ask yourself, how was this opinion formed? Good.
I think I should say, before I start this episode, where I am on the Epstein story. If you force me to give you my best guess, given what we know, I think this guy had a lot of very powerful friends. I think this guy was a predator and a pedophile on an extraordinary scale.
No, Azra's caught. Yeah, I know you're watching me, you little fuck piece of shit. I hate all of you, and you know what I mean when I say you. I'm not pushing the button. Stop! We're getting too anti-Semitic. You guys need to calm it down. He's going to give the Destiny take.
Those sides of his life were mostly separate. I don't think there's a list of boldface names somewhere. The reason I don't think there's a list is there's been a lot of big law firms hunting for cases here. There is a lot of money to be made in suing anyone connected to Epstein.
No.
Very, very powerful firms, to say nothing, a big media organization.
And their retort is going to be, don't you realize that everything you're saying actually proves just the opposite? The deep state is actually all these people working together, and the whole reason why nobody's being prosecuted is because they're all friends, and so many more of them, and you might even be on that list.
Firms,
I know, just kidding.
Organizations that have the money to hire the best investigators, the best journalists, they're just not finding it. Does that explain everything? No. Does it resolve everything? No. Does a plea deal Epstein got in Florida look weirdly sweet? Yeah, it does. Does Epstein's death seem weird to me? It does. There is a remainder, a remnant. They'll probably never be resolved.
I am going to combust.
Okay, all right, just look at that video. Okay,
remainder or remnant.
It just like occurred to me the other day. I don't know where this came up, and it occurred to me like, what? Why did you form that? Like, okay, I get the thing, like there's lawyers been looking and this and that, but of course all this stuff has been under wraps and whatnot.
The lawyers of the press would have found it is a crazy thing to say in America in 2025.
Absolutely. In fact, I mean, we now have evidence that like, no, they specifically did not. But I'm most interested in the idea of like how you could make an assessment that
I don't know what that means. No, I know what that means. Because they're mad that we haven't found like the smoking gun for the pedophile ring yet. The press has found so much shit. The media has found so much shit. We've got multiple signal chats where military operations are being performed. We've got insight on basically every institution right now in the executive branch. We've got complaints about the Kash Patel. We've got this thing that just went to Congress about fucking Tulsi Gabbard being a fucking Russian agent. We've got information about politically motivated firings. We knew about the firings of the let go of like Bongino, of Bovingo or whatever, like, or Bovino, sorry, they have similar names. The guy who was the head of this fucking Minnesota surge or whatever. Like, we've gotten so much information. You're just mad because we don't have the pedophile story yet.
There were two separate worlds and that there was no crossover between the sex trafficking and these very powerful network of people that, like, how could you, all the other stuff I could see, okay, how come it hasn't come out? It's just like a normal skepticism. But to think that these are siloed in that way, I feel like somebody would have to say to you, you know, I was close with Jeffrey Epstein, but you can believe me, I was never involved in any of that child. I had no idea. Someone could say that to you, but I don't know who could have said something like that to you. Oh, and then I remembered this debate on the All In podcast. David Sachs and the All In guys, and the All In guy and David Sachs were on one side, and then Ezra Klein was on the other side with, of all people, Larry Summers.
Stock market number. So you need to add to that.
Now, look, listen, showing up, I've been on a podcast with 20 people out in LA, you know, the Jubilee thing. But I have no doubt that these are the waters that Ezra swims in.
I'm sorry, but it's not. Larry Summers on.
Wait. What did he mean by that?
Showing up. I've been on a podcast with 20 people out in LA, the Jubilee thing. But I have no doubt that these are the waters that Ezra swims in.
I'm sorry, but it's not. Larry Summers, I don't think, is the right theory. Reid Hoffman is the right theory.
I mean,
because of his connections to Epstein and Abundance being their pet project together.
It could very well be, but the point being, whether it's probably both.
Sure.
And the point is that this again is what informs his worldview on these things, and he is going to maintain now, probably less so now. I don't think Larry Summers has much of a future in this stuff. Let's hope. But this is where you get perspectives on what the Democratic Party should do. Again, this goes back to he's not part of a group. He's just talking about it is the sensible thing to do.
That's how the world works.
To open up the door to anti-abortion people as being celebrated in the Democratic Party, or to perceive Charlie Kirk as doing politics the right way, or to make this pronouncement about these probably groups didn't combine. But you know what? It may be it's irrelevant whether Larry Summers was. I shouldn't say irrelevant, but whether Larry Summers was involved in the child trafficking or is.
God damn it. I agree with Ezra Klein that we should open the party up to more people. That's why the Republicans were so successful, although it's also why they're failing now. But I feel like Ezra gave the worst possible example ever. I think you can have a hardline stance on abortion. I think that's a fair moral issue to fight over. Or at least not it doesn't have to be infinite abortions for all people, but at least a first trimester exception or something. I feel like that's a decent moral battle to take, even if that might cost you seats, just to move the American needle on it. I feel like Ezra gave the worst example for that, but
in some instances, not the point as to what was going on in a world where all of these people skirting above.
What do Warnock and Ossoff say on abortion, on pro-choice stuff? I'm curious.
Yeah. The rules in a world where all of these people skirting above the rules and have a completely different perspective on how the world operates.
I was in college when I heard about Epstein and the Lolita Express because it came out in the context of Hillary Clinton versus Barack Obama's primary thing. So all these guys that have been messaging him after that, like Elon, for instance, saying hey, can I one of the wildest parties? Or there's Jason Calacanis who was on that great tariff debate too, unless I'm mistaken. Or no, David Sachs was, but in this all-in sort of circle. Calacanis has a bunch of emails with Epstein about Bitcoin.
One of the things that I hate the most about this, and I hate you guys too, so now I'm talking about you as well, is the way people treat this is so exceptional. It means that you end up missing so much of the other problems in society. So this feeling that how did this guy skirt above the rules? The implication being that everybody else is held to the rules. Not really. Our justice system is pretty imperfect in a variety of ways. Such most rapists don't get caught. The vast, what is it? What is even the percentage of homicides that end up being cleared? Is it less than 50%? It's hard to get a lot of crime. It's hard to find a lot of crime. Now, do billionaires or incredibly wealthy people or incredibly well-connected people sometimes have special escapes or can get special sweetheart deals or might just be in positions to know more information? Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing that should be looked at. But I think that people think that our ordinary justice system is so much more perfect than it might actually be. I don't know. I see people who will manslaughter fucking 10 people in a drunk driving accident. And it's this person who had 7 prior DUIs. I was what the fuck? Really? I wonder if the person who killed my fucking uncle and his girlfriend, I wonder if she had more, or if she had priors. Hold on. That would be a good personal story to bring up. $30 to 40 years in prison. Damn. Uh-oh. Not good for the racists. Is there a way you can look up if they had prior... Well, somebody will find it. I believe in you guys.
But okay, but if Ezra were to admit that Epstein's sex trafficking was a part of a larger part of him being essentially a elite fixer and connector of the billionaires and capitalists throughout the world connected to intelligence networks and also big banks and wealthy financiers and arms dealing and all of that kind of stuff.
Capitalists? We're really the only bad guys in the world? Really?
He would have to implicate his benefactor or business associate, Reid Hoffman, in wrongdoing. And also he would have to admit that the system is fundamentally broken and undemocratic. When you bring up like where Epstein came up and when it was relative to the Clintons, there's a whole rotted Democratic core, Democratic Party core that chose to bury that sort of like attack and the populist appeal that came with it to maintain like these actual systems as opposed to challenging them. They punted on this story deliberately, and Ezra Klein represents that class.
Neera Tanden from the Clinton orbit, which is that's a shorthand for who's been doing this. Neera Tanden put Larry Summers on Project 2029. Yeah. And by the way, she's still like invited regularly to talk about Democratic politics. Like the idea that we've moved on from this.
On CNN, we were on the same side of that panel. I saw her tweeting positively about Bernie Sanders yesterday. Yeah, just like now.
Amen. Not enough.
And then she said amen, brother.
I wonder, have they ever brought up Chomsky being involved in these? Because I feel like Chomsky's email would be, like if it was Ezra Klein or anybody else, I feel like the Chomsky email would be attacked hardcore for giving advice to this guy. I wonder if they've brought it up at all.
I don't think Bernie would consider you guys bros, but...
Warnock and Ossoff are pro-choice. Okay, if our Georgian senators can be pro-choice, that can be a cornerstone of the party, okay? Fuck. I agree with Ezra's overall point. I feel like his example there is just so bad.
But this element of like, they didn't overlap. Well, they did to Jeffrey because he had pictures of all these guys all over everywhere for all of his victims to see. So that when
Why do they hate Ezra? Because he's a liberal. These guys are socialists. They hate liberals. They don't want the Democratic Party to succeed as a liberal party. They want it to become a socialist party. They were always going to hate anybody on the liberal side.
And this is testimony. This is something that I've been saying for like a decade at this point about this. But
for them, I guess the Epstein stuff is nice. I guarantee you, I haven't seen any of their coverage on this, but I know they're both sides are on it. They think it's all the billionaires, all the political elite. Everybody is all the Democrats and the Republicans are almost equally implicated. I'm sure that's their take. So for them, it's like an exciting opportunity to like, ooh, we can use this to like purge some of the Democratic Party and get our super unpopular, unelectable loser fuck socialists in.
To see FBI agents say like, yeah, he actually used this as a sort of signal to these women or young girls that, hey, I'm connected. You can't go out. You can't go outside the lines. You can't tell this to anyone because guess what? There's a picture of Bill Clinton, and guess what? He just on my plane. And all these other, Steven Pinker, all these other people that like they might say like, oh, I wouldn't have anything to do with that. If you had anything to do with this guy beyond like 2003, wasn't that the original like story? Whenever the story came out, like you're suspicious. It's a huge problem. It actually destroys your credibility.
Yeah, and I think we've spoken about this before about how the Democrats ring hollow when they talk about democracy and how that message has essentially completely failed to yield them anything more than Biden winning in 2020 and temporarily stopping the bleeding of this Trump era. But when you're not committed to democracy internally, whether it's like pursuing a genocidal policy that less than 10% of your base approves of by sending money to Israel, whether it's we are not going to hold any primary debate about this elderly candidate that has very low approval ratings. We're going to shut out that entire process and ensure that we move forward with this candidate regardless of this mass discontent or unease within the party. But it's even bigger than that. Protecting a network of like undemocratic elite like an elite cabal largely, right, throughout the world that is making these kinds of decisions and circumventing democracy. We saw that Peter Thiel, Jeffrey Epstein exchange where they talk about building a new world order based on breaking down democratic institutions and factionalizing people. That is part of why people don't genuinely believe that you are
But you don't need a deep state weirdo fuck conspiracy about this. It's out in the open. You don't have to go to the fucking crazy leaked Epstein files, hacked files, whatever, to see this happening. These guys are all out in the open doing it. They don't need. There's no crazy. It's in front of the scenes. It's in front of you. They're doing it right now. Project 2025 is publicly available. All these people publicly talk about that. They're publicly on boards. Elon Musk publicly bought and then made unpublic the platform Twitter and turned it into X. Like.
Representing democracy, and that you're going to be, because you have to actually respond democratically to what people are asking.
Right now, all the Western governments are saying, well, there's not enough to actually like prosecute anyone based on all this. That's not really, the question isn't whether the law should get involved. All these people, like whether it's Peter Mandelson, Lord Mandelson, these people need to be rejected out of
He took it private. It was publicly traded, and then I don't know what you call taking it private, make it private. Unpublic it.
And whether that's through like the law locking them up or a press that's responsive to things and not like the New York Post saying, hey, Jeffrey Epstein, was he secretly a Russian agent? Like these obvious lies. We need to have people realize what's happened, which is that the world democracy has been hijacked by a bunch of fucking pervert billionaires.
Matt Stoller, I don't agree with everything Stoller says, but he had that great tweet about how like this is basically about how in the 1980s on this informal network, the Epstein class, you can call them that, right? It's bankers, it's neocons, it's neoliberals, I think he was writing about. Like it's all of that, the people that skirted informal rules to enrich themselves. And Epstein was the connector for those people. And so anybody associated with that is a part of undermining our democracy. So it's not just the sex trafficking. I mean, he misses the forest through the trees when you're getting so effing granular. But oh shit, I had another point on that. That claim about the lawyers, that lawyers would have found something already. I mean, that's a pretty disgusting claim to make. because the victims are saying they're afraid to speak out because some of the accusations in here are like that they could have killed people in retaliation for this. And like, I don't know if that's true. It's
A prosecutor, a U.S. attorney is a lawyer, Emma dipshit. A lawyer doesn't just mean a person representing a client in a civil case. You don't need a victim to necessarily come forward for a federal prosecutor, for federal investigators to prosecute or investigate crimes.
I mean,
it's not fantastical.
It's not. What's happening at that New Mexico ranch?
Yeah.
I mean,
where Mueller apparently knew about it.
I mean, where are yeah, it's
Now they
definitely
hate
not
Mueller?
fantastical, and like,
Based.
there's a lot of questions about how Virginia Giuffre died, and I mean, it goes.
I mean,
deeper
look at the
than
way
we've
Epstein talks about lawyers and like different law agencies.
Look what happened to Epstein.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. But like Epstein, when people are in trouble, like owner of the Patriots or whatever, it's all hands on deck. Let's see which law firm do we go to where we can game the fucking system. It'd be nice to have Vox do a goddamn I know he's not out of Vox anymore, but do an explainer about how rich people aren't actually subject to our sort of criminal laws. Here's just another thing about this though. Once in the residence, the recruiter and Epstein would work in concert to impress and intimidate the young female with displays of vast wealth, including having employees that were butlers and maids formally dressed around the house. They would also strategically place photographs of very powerful political and social figures amongst photographs of art displaying nude females in an effort to normalize the sexual abuse. Anybody who had any kind of association with that guy, even if it wasn't to get massages, which again, like I'm not going to vouch for anybody, didn't get.
Listen, I hate creepy men, okay? I hate men. I try to balance it out with my women hatred. And I think 80% of men are potential rapists, okay? Be careful around all of them. Us and me, especially. But like what you just described, depending on how it plays out, is the most normal behavior ever. Placing pictures of important people. If you've ever done like industry stuff or in any industry, like the amount of times that people will fucking name drop and like, oh yeah, like I was friends with this dude, or like check out my picture with this guy, or like, oh, I just got off a meeting, or I just came to this club and I was behind the scenes with Dame Chappelle, or whatever. Like people do this shit all the time, especially guys, especially when they're trying to get fucked. And the fact that he said young female there also leads me to believe they were young women, but not underage, because they would have said minors. It's not good. I think it's creepy behavior, but like there's so much shit that's all just like fucking thrown together. Like, what are we talking about at the end of the day here?
In a massage, but even if it was just to take a fucking flight, you were used by him to for this incentive structure that he used to victimize women at a industrial scale.
I have one more point on this, and then I will wrap up. But this should probably shatter anybody's illusions about like what Ezra Klein's role is in politics. He is there as a guard dog for the very Epstein class that we are saying is rotting.
True.
Our society. They're burning our planet. They're abusing girls. Like, I mean, just think, like, these are men that have so much financial dominance throughout the world. And they reify their narcissism through raping vulnerable girls, and it's really deeply disturbing. And or through like skirting laws so that they can enrich themselves. And Epstein was allowed for that to happen. That's what his role was. And what Ezra has done is said, liberals, don't look too closely at the systems that have brought us Donald Trump. Right. Don't look too closely and critically at the systems that are undemocratic, that people feel shut out of that they support this absolute maniac over and over again. Like, this ideology is as essential to the thriving of fascism and Trumpism as Trumpism itself.
Just as important. Oh, we got the both sides where I cummed.
Like, I mean, Reid Hoffman seems like a nice guy.
I guess.
I'm joking.
Yeah,
I'm just
he
trying
made
to
a great website called LinkedIn that apparently he gets to discuss be at the seat for democracy now because he made a fucking resume website.
Out west, New Mexico resident here. It's absurd. Law enforcement never raided. It's been sold to an undisclosed owner as of 2023. This year, we have a state house committee investigating his connections in New Mexico.
Well, the lawyers and the media would have exposed it if there was anything to it. So, rest easy.
Trust our institutions. I mean, right?
You're going to trust institutions when they're not ran by socialists and tankies? You're going to trust institutions if they don't have giant placards outside that say, eat billionaires and eat the rich and kill all landlords 24/7? Really? You're going to trust the institutions? The things that are maintaining the power lines that are allowing my studio to have an operating fucking operation or whatever for my entire podcast? Like, the institutions are...
Meanwhile, I'm going to do a Zoom call with Larry fucking Summers.
Damn. Larry Summers.
More importantly, like, he is informing my worldview on something that like I couldn't possibly speculate on. Like, he had to get out in front there and say, these are separate worlds. Yeah. Clearly being like, this is Larry Summers anticipating this stuff is going to come out. I'm all over there. I used to email him all the time. And I just want to get out ahead of this and introduce the notion into the public that there could be separate silos. Now, maybe there were. Maybe there weren't. But like, do you not realize that you are being played? That someone intimately involved in the scandal is asking you and setting the the predicate out there so that when this information is received, you don't have to do the work of like conceiving that there could be separate silos. And I don't know if he knew that's what he was being used as, a tool in that way, right. or if he's willing to do his inclination because that gives him access to these things. But people should understand that is the waters in which he is coming from. That is the water in which, and that's what gets him to be in that position at the New York Times.
The infinitely credulous Ezra Klein.
Bingo Dango, has there been anything coming out of the files about Scalia? Always found his death and what he was up to suspicious. I don't find Scalia's death to be terribly suspicious, and that was...
suspicious is how it was never capitalized on.
Yeah.
Ryan Edwards, $50 says Schumer's in the files and trying to pull a Trump to distract with the funding fight and Sun in Venezuela support. I don't.
I just searched Jmail. Scalia dying is a holy shit, very big deal, and timing could not be worse.
Wow.
Jeffrey says shame.
Oh my God, and that is Obama's former lawyer.
Remler, yeah.
What?
Yep.
Bro, can Obama, hey.
Are you kidding me? Timing could not be.
Like when you say former lawyer, what does that mean? I imagine that Obama, throughout his life in a personal capacity, has probably employed several law firms that have probably had tons of people. Is this like his personal, private, like the first lawyer he ever had and he maintained a personal connection with this person? Maybe he did, but I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't trust any of these people based on what they've said so far to be correct on it.
I wonder if this has to do because
could somebody say, let's say I'm elected president or some whatever bullshit, could somebody come back and say like, Brettler was his lawyer, that was his personal lawyer? And it's like, I mean, I hired a law firm for a thing. Like, it's like I don't like have lunch and dinner with these people or anything. What does that mean? I don't know. No, Destiny, she was deputy White House counsel. Oh, okay. So then she was a government, place. So not even, wait, no, that can't be the case. Because didn't he say personal lawyer?
Scalia dying is a holy shit, very big deal, and timing could not be worse.
Wow.
Jeffrey says shame.
Oh my God, and that is Obama's former lawyer.
Remler, yeah.
What?
Yep.
Bro.
I don't like that phrasing. Obama's former lawyer makes it sound like it was a lawyer in a personal capacity, not as a White House staff.
Can Obama, hey.
Are you kidding me? Timing could not be worse. Oh, I wonder
if what that person says is true and they were just a White House, not judge. I mean, they were still working on it.
This has to do because when Scalia died, there was a big case. I can't remember the name. It's so embarrassing. I can't remember the name of this case because we did about 40 shows on it about agency fees for unions. And it was when he died, it gave the unions another 6 to 8 months before this. And I wonder if that's what she's talking about.
Principal Deputy.
Is there a way to look and sort by time? I'm just curious if they've covered anything at all about Chomsky being in these. But it's like 5 years ago, 7 years ago, 5 years ago. Have they tweeted at all about it? 1 year ago. Is there a way to sort these results by date? Use film not to search for. Select the thing that you can easily bend. Jesus Christ. A sponge, I guess? Okay. A sponge again. Okay. Chomsky, the majority report with Sam Cedar. Sort by, date, new, old. January 21st. When did this last batch get released? Wait, they really haven't met? There's no way. It must have come up. It really hasn't at all?
Meg that said Noam Chomsky was right. That was true and accurate. And they were just saying that we were them to admit that the things we were saying.
And like, it doesn't work anymore. It's broke.
I mean,
I just say, like, it's interesting as, you know, we've been producing the show for them to admit that the things we were saying about the order, or like Noam Chomsky, there's a piece in Foreign Policy Mag that said Noam Chomsky was right. That was true and accurate. And they were just saying that we were wrong because it was convenient for, I guess, what they considered civilization to say that we were wrong about it.
Carney acknowledges that they basically absorbed the contradictions of the rules-based international order because that was the choice as like a mid-sized nation under the umbrella of the United States. And what he's making a plea for Europe to do is to cut ties in the way that he's basically doing, or to develop a new economic, gosh, there's the loudest sirens outside, sorry guys, but to develop relationships that are reflective of this new international world order that is going to be multipolar. There's no question about it. I mean, even the isolationist policies of the Trump administration, or the desire to return to the Western Hemisphere as a part of our sphere of colonialism and influence, is a recognition of that from Trump as well.
Yeah, I think so. But
Chomsky or something. I'm gonna let everyone down. freaking Noam Chomsky or something.
Okay. Well, I'm sure they'll mention it at some point.
City Council, and then White House Counsel to President Barack Obama.
What was the
Wait, here's one.
haunting specter? Will you be discussing Epstein's close relationship with Noam Chomsky? We talked about that in the past. I don't think it came out in this tranche. It came out really in the last one.
Yeah, maybe later left reckoning to make it into that. I have some thoughts on not only the Me Too stuff, but also the Venezuela is socialist thing. But that's a drag.
About the Arthur, do you think Charlie Kirk would be more bothered having a black...
Okay.
Versus California Teachers Association?
I think...
Disappointed this year, yes. Remember what all the answers are, and that's my favorite.
Yeah, I want to go outside and smoke.
Well, if you smoke before, it's even more fun.
I played it as a celebrity. I've just done like public
Yeah.
figures, but that's it. Yeah, it's the same exact. That
Yeah.
is my. I love that game.
There's
That's
another
a really
name for it
funny-
that isn't Salad Bowl that I'm forgetting.
It's a really
but
fun party game.
It
I
is.
agree.
It is. Yeah. Iowa and Ryan Chomsky and West both disappointed this year. Yes, the Chomsky stuff with the Jeffrey Epstein thing was not amazing.
Not great.
Not great. Will from Minnesota. Emma Timple was literally calling you a pedo on his show today. I think it's okay for you to be a little rude to him. I did. I got a message from some.
Okay.
It was Fredericks, and then ultimately it got resolved in Janice, I think it was.
Yes, Janice.
Look, there's a good
that is when Scalia died. I remember this because
Like, if you cared that much about this, I feel like the Chomsky email would be probably one of the worst things that you can see, right? Because it's literally him giving advice on... It's literally him giving advice to Epstein, what, like a decade after his conviction, knowing what he was convicted for, on how to avoid public pressure, with a heavy implication that he didn't even believe any of the things that he was convicted for actually happened, or any of the things that the public was saying about him actually happened. I feel like it's one of the worst, if you really care about like the people's relationships, whatever, I feel like it's one of the worst things you could see, you know?
I was like, the Frederick case is no longer a problem. Unions have been saved. God literally came down and saved the unions for an extra 6 months. I would imagine that's what she's talking about.
Gotta give. This is DropSite's website, right?
Jmail? I'm not sure.
I believe it is.
Dog shit website. Don't ever use it.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
I mean, come on, DropSite.
My name is Ali Rahman.
Oh, sorry, I got something started playing.
DropSite put together this like searchable Gmail thing, gmail.world, and you can search the Epstein documents in like a format that looks like Gmail.
Does Obama want to take a break from listening to Vox podcast to maybe try to clean house on some of these folks? Like like this is crazy. I would have never thought. I didn't recognize that name. The thing where Michelle Obama's anti-Semitism like advisor or whatever is basically like a psycho that talks about it's all the images of walls of dead babies. Like maybe I have something to say besides how we're doing our shopping.
Sorry, that might not be DropSite. They might just have used that tool. Just wanted to correct myself. Either way, still very cool. Yeah. The Obamas have really abdicated their responsibility to the public.
It's disgusting. I mean, they did it in office too.
I heard Michelle Obama on some podcast like talking about how you have to be really intentional about curating your closet to support Black designers. And it elicited a level of rage in me that probably was disproportionate to the clip. But I mean, they're literally, it is so, it's just the most rich lady garbage as the world is on fire. And they could.
This is like one of the things I'm most happy about is as these people have kind of shown themselves more, especially the white ones, they're very good at like saying that all of the Black shit and the minority shit, this is all like a pretense. We don't actually give a fuck about any of that shit. Representation, all that shit is cringe and gay. And we only care about the class stuff because it's the most interesting stuff to talk about. And because I get to have a seat at that table as a white person just as much as any other person can. Thank fucking God. It's so cringe. Like, you want to buy and support Black people as a Black person? Hello, we're trying to talk about class over here. But I guess you as a rich lady wouldn't understand that. By the way, 50% of the USAID fund could have been recovered if her family right here, Emma's family, would have donated her grade school tuition to the U.S. government instead. This chick went to a school that was like $30,000 or $40,000 a year in tuition. I'm not even exaggerating when I say that. It might have been $50,000 or it was like a huge like 5-figure amount per year for grade school. How dare you talk about class? It's like the wealthiest. Oh God, and Hassan too, and fucking Qatar. Oh my God, kill me. It's okay.
Be doing so much more with their reach.
I mean, it's frankly shocking. Look at this People's Policy Project by a piece by Matt Brunig and Ryan Cooper. To be talking like that and also like hanging out with all these celebrities or basketball players, being like, this is we can do an investment here. We got to get smarter about investing.
Wow, 10K EOY 26. Thank you for the $500 dono. I hope that whoever does it has these people on their list too. Oh, who's criticizing them? I agree. True.
as black wealth was wiped out because Obama decided to save the banks as opposed to homeowners. Evil. And look, there's a lot of people who will say, like, don't say that. Them party voters, they love Obama. They shouldn't. They should be encouraged to look critically at the wasted opportunity that was 8 years.
Absolutely true. What is wrong with the blacks? Do you understand that Bernie Sanders was right there? And you guys went to the, Hillary called all of you super predators, right? What the fuck is wrong with you, uninformed voters?
Years in office.
You could also, in the years after, to the extent that he was involved in politics, it has not worked out that well.
Some great playlists though for Spotify.
Definitely not Cameron. I love how fucking granular we're getting. Okay. Oh, it's late.
An internet artist named Riley Walls and a software engineer named Luke Igel created Jeff.
Did somebody say Chomsky's and the what?
Oh, I don't want to watch any more of this.
Why am I getting...
I did see this fucking making the rounds. This was crazy. Emma is friends with Asmongold, Lakari, Tectone, plus she thinks Ethan Klein's lawsuits are justified. This is crazy. 28,000 likes, 700,000.
Why do you bookmark? What are you bookmarking it for? I'm gonna go fucking, I'm gonna look through my bookmarks and I remember when I fucking, when I liked, did she not even give it a retweet?
1,000 views.
How can you, what a pussy ass bitch. Wait, is this bitch made behavior? I don't mean bitch in like the bad woman way. I mean bitch in like, what a coward. Did she heart it to boost the hearts, bookmark it so she could jerk off to it in the future, but she was too scared to retweet it because she doesn't want to rock the boat? Seriously? Am I reading that right? Do you think that's why she did? Maybe I'm reading too much attention to that. Come on.
700,000 views. Racist chud. This is a crazy fucking post. So I will say tides are turning on this particular character. I will say that.
Why do we hate, or not we? Oh, because they're friends with the wrong people.
I will say that.
I just want to say, for as much as the narrative, they try to rewrite it on LSF and any other place, the type of insanely obsessive personal attack, like vetting crazy shit, those types of communities are all left-leaning communities. I have never seen that level of insight or interest or digging or pressuring on somebody's personal things from any right-wing community ever, unless it's when right-wingers go after other right-wingers. Okay. Right-winger might find out you're gay or trans or something, like out you on that. But it's always these like weirdo, fuck, cringe, demonic, lefty communities also that all act like they're holier than that. We're like, did you know that this woman one time, that she was actually still friends with this other person? And I can't believe that other person would even be in the same fucking room. We need a full disavowal. They need to come on. I hope we destroy. I hope they kill themselves because we found out that they're still friends with this person. And it's like, these people are like mentally unwell. And I think there's like a group psychosis effect that all plays into it. I see this happen on Justical Server a lot too. I don't know. That shit is weird and crazy to me. That's because the crazy doxing shit is in their praxis instead of just actually engaging in politics or government. I mean, listen, even the crazy doxing shit is one thing, but it's the weird type of personal character going over everything and obsessing with people's personal lives and going after everything. It's, yeah, I don't know.
Bye.
First, look at Charlie XCX's Poppy Super Bowl commercial.
Vibes. 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 Vibes.
Why? Or what is this?
Vibes.
Okay. So retarded. I just had a seizure. Also, this shit should be front page everywhere. I don't know if anybody even gives a fuck about it. This is if it was going to happen, this is the journey, and we are on the road. We're not packing our suitcase. We're not going downstairs. We're not getting into the car. We are already driving down the road to trying to usurp the state's abilities to have their midterms. Trump's FBI summoned state election officials from across the country for an unusual briefing on preparations for the midterms, according to emails I obtained. It's the strangest thing in the world, one top state election official told me. Dear chief election officials, to prepare for the 2026 U.S. midterm elections, your election partners at the FBI, DOJ, DHS, USPIS, what is that? United States Postal Inspection Service? Postal Inspect. Oh, I'm just a fucking god, bro. I know everything. Somebody in YouTube chat said, I'm a few minutes behind, but Catherine Rumler's Wikipedia page says she withdrew from consideration for AG because of her close friendship with Obama. Okay, they might have had a close relationship. As well as, okay. And the EAC would like to, EAC, Election Action Committee. EAC, government. What does EAC stand for? No, this has to be like Election Accountability? Election Assistance Commission. Gotcha. Would like to invite you to a call where we can discuss our preparations for the cycle, as well as updates and resources we can provide to you and your staff. The call will be on Wednesday, February 25th, and will be for chief election officials. You may designate a proxy to attend in your place if you're not available. On Wednesday, March 4th, we will hold a similar call for members of the EAC's local leadership council. We look forward to speaking with you in support of the 2026 midterm elections. Sorry about 2,000, y'all. My bad. Thank you, Ralph Nader, for apologizing. A lot of weird stuff going on with Cruella de Vil over here as well. A team working for President Donald Trump's spy chief, Tulsi Gabbard, last spring led an investigation into Puerto Rico's voting machines, said Gabbard's office and 3 sources familiar with the previously unreported events. What does Puerto Rico even count for? Do they get a fake electoral vote or do they get one real one? Or why do we even care? Puerto Rico electoral votes, do they get none? They get nothing. So what the fuck is even why do we even care? I don't know. Okay. Does DC have one electoral vote? Or what am I thinking of? Or am I just thinking of like they get like a fake representative in Congress? Oh, they get 3. Oh, okay. They have 3 electoral votes, and then they have, is it like a fake senator and a fake representative or something? They have a fake representative of Congress, but they get 3 electoral votes. Gotcha. The sources said the goal was to work with the FBI to investigate claims that Venezuela had hacked voting machines in Puerto Rico, but added the probe did not produce any clear evidence of Venezuelan interference in the U.S. territory's election. Gabbard's office, in a statement to Reuters, confirmed the May investigation but denied a link to Venezuela, saying its focus was on vulnerabilities in the island's electronic voting systems. Her team took an unspecified number of Puerto Rico's voting machines and additional copies of data from the machines as part of its investigation. A spokesperson for Gabbard's office, Director of National Intelligence, said, like, there's like weird shit here where I don't know if this would be possible, but it would explain 100% the Venezuela obsession and the Venezuelan shit. This is like, I feel like when I said this before, I must have been memeing. I don't think I said this seriously, but it was like a month or 2 ago. No, not 2 months ago, because we didn't even have Maduro then. What a month. That like, there's a meme path forward where They do some bullshit ass investigation, find some bullshit ass fabricated non-evidence of foreign interference in our voting machines, and then they get Maduro as part of a release agreement or whatever to come out and admit that Venezuela did hack the 2020 election or some fucking bullshit, and they use that as the pretext for some kind of taking over the midterms with the federal government or federal observers or something. That's like the crazy. Yeah, Jesus. Moot would say you're retarded for this take, by the way. Would you, though? I would have said I was retarded for this take 2 months ago. Or there's like a 1%, like slim. Now it's at like, it's less than 1. Now it's at like 5 or 6%. And then especially scary since the voting stuff was seized in Georgia. And for some reason, this fucking ghoul was there. This fucking spy, this traitor, Russian paid operative, was physically there. Wait, this guy's dismissed? The Republican leaders of the House and Senate Intelligence Committees have rejected a top-secret complaint from an anonymous government insider alleging that Tulsi Gabbard, the DNI, withheld classified information for political reasons. The responses this week from Senator Tom Cotton and Congressman Rick Crawford meant the complaint is unlikely to proceed further. The Democratic lawmakers who have seen the documents... I actually think that this is good. I feel like... because Congress only has so much time, and we know how busy they are right now with all the stuff that Trump's giving them legislatively. And then we know that I'm sure we can get a few more Hunter Biden hearings in before the midterms. We got to make time for all that. What's up? What do you want?
Oh, hey, I wanted to talk to you about Fed posting.
Okay.
How you feeling about everything? It's getting pretty scary out there. Do you think that civil war is coming, or
I mean, we're on the path to it, but I mean, like, there's many paths before us, and it's still an unlikely one. But like, even saying that the chances are greater than 1% in the next like 5 years, I think is an unacceptably high number. And I feel like we're maybe over 1% for it, but I don't know. There are like other things that are happening that like it makes it so that maybe it's not this time, but next time. Like Trump is massively unpopular. They are getting fucked in all the courts. They weren't able to bring down prices on anything. Everybody's making fun of these guys. Trump is old as fuck. Like there might be enough where we come back from the edge just because of the average, or enough Republican voters like, yeah, this shit was lame as fuck, I guess. Let's just vote for the Dems this time, or like sit it out. And then we kind of get some normalcy again. And maybe the next time is even a little worse or something. So, yeah.
Okay. Do you, I guess another question that I would have then is, so all of this, don't say it. I hope someone does it shit is just a meme, or like, I'm not asking you to Fed post. Obviously it's very hard to talk about this because.
Wait, what do you mean by just a meme?
Right. I mean, is it, are you serious? Do you think, do you think somebody should, like, do it in a video game?
Do you play any Arc Raiders?
No, but I've been watching you play it.
Yeah, when I'm trying to run trials, sometimes there are just people on the map that just fuck shit up. And I think that, in a perfect world, everybody should be able to have as much fun as they want. But if me and my fucking homies, me and my Team America are trying to roll our fucking trials, sometimes there are people that can just fuck shit up so bad that they gotta go,
Okay. Yeah, I think I get it. No, Chad, I'm not glowing. I'm not trying to. It's very hard to talk about this. The reason why it's hard is because, yeah, it's hard to have. It's like when Pisco asked you after the first assassination attempt, do you wish that he succeeded or whatever, that kind of shit. But I don't. I feel like you answered that. You said that you.
What did I answer back then?
That would be weird.
I feel like my answer would have been like I would have been on the fence, but maybe no. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
Okay. That was close though, but I mean, like things have gotten so much worse since then. Jesus. The reason also, by the way, the reason why it's hard for you to talk about Fed posting is because we don't have any strong representation right now doing the Fed posting for us. If you're a conservative, you don't have to Fed post. The president of the United States does it for you, and every single member of the president's government does it for you. Like I wouldn't have to Fed post if Newsom was out here talking about how he who saves his country breaks no laws or whatever, you know?
Yeah, I know. No, that's true. There is like one other thing. Although before you do that, I'm gonna make your chat like me real quick. Can
Okay.
you tune into my stream on YouTube? I want to show so that everyone can see the
What's your name on
the
YouTube?
adorableness. Kalinda.
Oh, the one and only. Okay.
I don't think I'm the one. I think there's other ones, but it's at Kalinda Live.
Oh, Kalinda Live. So you lied. Okay.
I mean, that's my username, but if you search for Kalinda, you should find me.
Oh. Oh. Wait, how are you? Do you say how tall you are?
No, I'm like 5'3".
Okay, so now that's a huge, that's a huge kitty. Oh my goodness. Oh, he's got his little paw just hanging out. Okay, cute. Okay, all right. Fuck you, cheap. That's a cheap tactic. All right, what's up?
Okay. The other thing is, I've been noticing a lot lately that you've been that there's been a lot of shit on the subreddit about stuff related to like talking about how we need to like fuck with MAGA real hard, and like
On our
we
subreddit?
need
I feel like
to
on the
we need to
subreddit, we have
bring
the mods have to be pretty careful. We try to
Yeah.
squash all that because your subreddit can get nuked. Yeah.
Well, no, I don't mean that. I'm not talking about like doing violence against MAGA. I'm saying that there seems to be this whole idea of like that feeling when my enemies are ontologically evil, and therefore, therefore whatever it is that I do to them doesn't matter. This
Oh.
idea that Democrats should do the same kind of shit that Republicans should do, and I'm just wondering if you still believe that that's a bad thing, because there's been a lot of worry, because it seems like a lot of people on your subreddit are starting to lean that way pretty heavily.
Well, there's like I haven't drawn these circles yet, and I haven't written this out formally, but like there is a level where if the other person is willing to go there, I think you almost have a moral duty to match them. But then there are certain actions where it's like you should never, like, these are things that they betray the principles you believe in so much that it's probably impossible to find a justification for them. So like you should never, the intentional taking of another human life is almost always a bad thing, so we should never do it. But like, if somebody is about to break in your house and they say they want to kill your family, right? Maybe you can kill that person, even though killing is a really big thing. I don't know if killing that person there is like betraying, right? But like, let's say somebody's like, okay, well, I don't think you should kill him, but you should be able to rape him. It's like, okay, Jesus Christ. Like, I don't think there's ever going to be like a justification where even if you have the right to kill somebody, you have the right to rape them. That's just not, that would be so outside of. So there are some things that I place where it's like being nasty and calling people names and getting personal, ugly, whatever. Like, I don't think it's ideal, but I think this is like, can be fair game. But things like lying or like just intentional disinformation, misinformation, stuff like this is so corrosive and so damaging that you can't get back from that. You'll lose yourself in it.
Oh yeah, no, I understand that. I'm thinking like more, I guess, like fuck. I argue with some people in Lone Report about this, and there are some people in there who were very worried like about this notion that when Democrats get into power, they might do some really bad shit. Like, or like I think someone said like does Destiny just like want to prosecute all Republicans, or does DGG just hate all Republicans? Like I'm talking specifically.
I'm sorry,
about,
I don't want to get Jesse watered again, but like, yeah, that's a good feeling. You should like people. No, I don't think anybody should kill anybody. I'm not saying you should go kill anybody, but like people should be worried. It makes me so fucking angry when people say shit like that, because it shows how much of a fucking joke you think voting is. Like, oh, am I going to be held responsible for my fucking vote? Like, I'm really fucking worried.
You're right.
Like, worried how? Like, worried if you're like a trans person that you're not going to have access to medication anymore? Worried that you live in like half the states in the United States, you're not going to be able to get a fucking abortion anymore? Or worried that your friends might make fun of you because you voted for the fat guy that shits himself who's a fucking retarded loser? Like, it's such a stupid joke that to them, because nothing is at risk, it's all like, oh, well, I don't want any social consequences, or I don't want to get cancer. canceled or whatever the fuck else. Like, okay, well, on the other side of this, you've got people that are being held indefinitely without detention who were arrested illegally, and you've got people being shipped off to fucking CCOT concentration camps that we're paying for some fucking reason. I think you've got hundreds of thousands of people who are dead because of the USAID plug getting completely pulled. Like, it's thing after thing after thing. Like, well, I don't want any consequence for my vote. Like, what do you think on the other side? Like, if somebody walks up to you, if I don't tell you a single fucking thing about somebody, and somebody says to you, I don't think you should hate somebody just for your politics. What do you think that person is? What would you instantaneously assume where their political alignment is?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I honestly, it's so like I hate that shit because
they know that their politics are condemnable. They know they're hateable, right?
Yeah, no.
Like that would like if I were to come out and say
like,
some shit like, I don't think you should hate somebody just for the video games they play or the anime that they watch. Your mind is like, what are you watching Lolicon and playing fucking rape simulators? What the fuck kind of thing is that to say? Like why would you even have to say that unless your politics are clearly like morally condemnable? It's just a crazy way to navigate a democracy.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the.
And I'm sorry, one more thing. And their problems aren't even fucking real, okay? Because in their mind, like, what happens if they win elections? We lose abortion. What happens if we win elections? They think their kids are going to be forcibly transmogulated into some fucking NBZer with blue hair and 7 periods. Like, what the fuck? It's not even real fucking problems. Like, the biggest issue that most conservatives had with the Democratic Party is they had to actually learn 1 or 2 women's names in NCAA basketball so that they knew who to get fucking mad at when the next trans shooter showed up or whatever. It's just like, it's all so fake and stupid and retarded. Sorry, I'm done.
No, it's okay. Honestly, I believe I think I agree with most of that epic rant. I've been thinking about that a lot though lately. Like, do you think that conservatives are being serious when they legitimately think that or do you think conservatives legitimately think that the left is coming for their way of life? Because that's how it seems like to me.
Voters do. The content creators and the politicians know it's a fucking lie, but the voters really do, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah, I mean that's kind of like what I thought. Although I have to wonder, I think maybe people like Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles might actually think that.
No, they're too smart. There's a second or third wave of when everybody retardedly tricked themselves into thinking everybody can do the media. Media is just when you pick up a camera and record something. Those waves of like influencer content creators might believe it. That's how you get people who are so fucking retarded they die of some of the most preventable cancers in the world because they spend a month on ivermectin therapy for their for their fucking dick cancer or whatever, like Scott Adams did. That's a believer. That guy was a true believer. But that guy was never like a tier 1, like a media political influencer guy. He was like in the second or third wave because he bought into the fucking hype like a retard. So I'm sure you've got some people like that. But like you're Jack Posobiec, you're anybody that ever worked anywhere like at The Blaze or The Daily Wire or like these people, they know. They absolutely know. They know that. But they justify it to themselves and they find reasons why it's okay to do it because maybe they trick themselves into thinking everybody else does it or they have to do it to get by or whatever.
By the way, the best, this is sort of related to this, the best response to anybody who says that that liberalism always leads to fascism is like, no, it's conservatives that always bend over backwards for fascism. Like that's what happened in Weimar. It was Hindenburg and von Papen and all of those guys, all those monarchist fucks who were like, we're so scared of the Social Democrats because they're like socialists, and so we're gonna vote for, and so we're gonna support the
sure, but
Austrian corporal, even though we hate him.
But these guys would just say that the liberals are closer to the conservatives than they are to the socialists. So at the end of the day, I do agree with you though. The whole historical reading of just from the 20s and 30s for Germany is fucking to come away from that. Where like the KPD and the fucking Nazis and shit were all like in the streets like fighting the Social Democrats and all this stupid shit. They'd be like, oh, the liberals gave in. It's like the liberals were all fucking killed, bro. What do you mean they gave into it? They got fucked. They got outvoted eventually. They got destroyed. Like, I don't even know if it was either for the Enabling Act or the big thing after. I don't even think any of them were allowed to take a seat in government. I think they might have been excluded even from that. It's just fucking retarded. It's stupid. It's dumb. And then who ultimately beat them? It wasn't the Soviets. I mean, it was after the Nazis backstabbed them, but it was the fucking liberals. What? I saw the stupidest fucking tweet in the world a few days ago where some fucking retard was like, if liberals could do anything about if liberals had an option about getting rid of slavery, liberals would have just said we need to treat the slaves nicer. Like, excuse me, motherfucker, liberals are the ones that got rid of slavery. What are you talking about? You think it was the socialists in the United States that abolished slavery? What are you talking about?
Okay. I think I saw that. That was really fucking stupid. I can't. There's so much dumb shit. By the way, I feel like Emma would totally like throw a hissy fit if anybody reacted the way that she reacted to Michelle Obama. If somebody had said the same thing about supporting Palestinian designers,
Of course,
I'm
for
just
sure.
saying.
100%. Yeah. 100%.
Like, I don't know why, but like for whatever reason, actually no, I do know why. It's because it's all just America bad. That's
Yeah.
the reason why these people
Like these guys are ready to fucking boycott, fucking the Flash because he gave Wonder Woman a blowjob in some comic, and Gal Gadot is like Wonder Woman and she's Israeli and they have to boycott all of it. But you couldn't support a creator or somebody of a certain race or whatever because you think it's important. Like these people are retarded. Yes, it's all stupid politics, dumb shit.
So I guess my question then is, how far do you think the Democrats should go if they get back into power? Do you still believe, for example, that Biden should have
No,
used?
I'm glad that Biden did what he did because we can point to it now, and I'm just going to point to that over and over again. And I have a lot of moral authority, and I like that. So if they complain, if we have, I might not vote for the Democrat. I might just write in Jack Smith 20 times, and then I might get every illegal immigrant I know to write Jack Smith in because I want him to be the fucking president. And as soon as he's in, I want him to say, "I'm giving all my power to the vice president. He do what he wants, and I'm just going to fucking prosecute harder than you've ever fucking." And I want him personally serving the warrants. I want him personally doing the no-knock raids with the police. I want to see him in every fucking picture. I think it should be as hard, like to the outer. You need to go to the outer perimeter of what's politically possible, and you need to push back. You need to push against that pretty aggressively and fight as hard as you can because Biden was by far, unbelievably, unfathomably the nicest option that you could have gotten. And he tried so hard on everything. And look how they went after him. And look how they went after his family. How fucking disgusting these guys were. For a guy that's paying off fucking porn stars with campaign funds, claiming that it shouldn't even be a crime to do it when he had to lie about it on the books because he knew it was a fucking crime to do it. This guy who's out here banging porn stars when his wife's at home with her newborn kid. And these people spent all their time attacking Hunter Biden because he made less money like per year than Tim Pool did when he was getting paid through a fucking Russian op to say that Ukraine was the enemy of the people. Give me a fucking break. No, they should be as brutal as possible. And every time they complain, you should have fucking Biden come. Biden should be the fucking spokesman. He should be the White House press secretary. I want Biden to come out every fucking day with a Dairy Queen ice cream cone. I don't care if he can barely speak. I think he should just answer a question to say, yeah, fuck him. What do you want me to say?
That would actually be really funny. I mean, I think Jack Smith should be the attorney general, honestly. I think that would be a good fuck you. But I guess I understand that you're angry and I agree with you, but at the same time, I mean, it kind of would be nice to get back to the president not telling the DOJ what to do, right?
Well, I mean, the DOJ should be a DOJ that vigorously wants to do this on their own. Like, I agree that there shouldn't be coordination with the president, but there shouldn't need to be. Like, it should be like whoever's the attorney general is like, yeah, this shit is fucked. And there has to be, people have to think there are going to be consequences for their actions, or else people are always going to act in unhinged manners in the future, and they're going to be incentivized to do so. That incentive needs to disappear.
Okay. No, I mean, like, yeah, I agree. I think that, I think Hutch and Pisco and Josiah were having this argument about exactly what the president should run on. And I don't think the president should necessarily run on, I'm going to direct my attorney general to prosecute Donald Trump. But
yeah, he doesn't have to say it, but he has to run on the fact that, what happened the past 4 years is unacceptable, assuming we make it that far. I don't even like saying that. 3 years from now for a presidential election. Yeah, but it has to be that everything that happened was completely and totally unacceptable. And you know what? You just made me play politics, and I'm seeing Josiah's fiery eyes burning behind me now. No, fuck that. I don't care if the fucking president runs on. These motherfuckers need to be locked the fuck up, and I will pick the right attorney general for the job. I don't care if he says that. I think it's fine if he says that, because I think that bringing a lot of these people to justice in whatever way possible, I think that is important. Absolutely, I think it is. Or he can pick an attorney general. You know what, actually? I don't think that Jack Smith should be the attorney general. I think he should pick a strong attorney general. And then when the AG comes in, the day one, I think there should be a special prosecutor appointed, and it should be Jack Smith. And he gets carte blanche to whatever resources he needs, whatever team has put together, similar to like Mueller or whatever. That's his whole fucking job. I don't want Jack Smith wasting his time on whatever other crime enforcement shit. I want him to spend all of his fucking time on all the investigations needed to get these guys for whatever fucking crimes you can.
Okay. Yeah, that does sound better. I mean, I guess if the president says that, that's fine if they run on that or whatever. But I do think that the one thing that would be probably really important is like as long as it's made clear that the president's not going to direct the attorney general to do anything. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't think you should, but I don't think that matters. Americans are fucking retarded. They don't know what the fucking DOJ is. They don't know what the attorney general is, and they think it's normal for the president to give direction to the attorney general. So fuck him. I almost think he should do it and then just don't do it. He should just say he's going to do it just to trigger the fuck out of all the MAGA people so that I can run through these people debate after debate after debate. Oh, I thought you said it was normal that the president gives direction to the attorney general. Didn't you say that? Aren't there 450 million clips of you barely mumbling this out through a mouthful of Trump cum every single fucking time you're asked? Isn't it kind of weird that Trump is giving direction to Pam Bondi? I would just say, oh, can you give me a statement that the current president just said that's similar to Trump truthing out, hey, Pam, here are the 3 people I need you to indict. Here's the lawyer I need you to do it with. Good luck. Yeah, as soon as you have something like that, then we can fucking talk. And by the way, when you find that, now we're on equal footing. You haven't even found something worse. Now we're on equal footing. So fuck you. And you better hope their mortgage paperwork is fine on everything. You better hope they didn't lie on a single fucking credit card application. You better hope that they didn't go to the fucking DMV and present a piece of mail that was out of date for their driver's license. You better hope that they did every fucking thing by the books as much as possible. And if they didn't, every single one should be charged, and the max penalty on every single thing should be pursued. Every single court should be in D.C. I want a D.C. jury of the blackest, thuggiest fucking people that you can get on every single jury. And 6 of them have to be black women that are constantly being told by the judge to stop going, every time Jack Smith says something, okay, when they're doing these prosecutions. I think every single one of these guys should have the book thrown at them as hard as possible, in my opinion.
Oh no, I mean, I agree with that. Like, obviously, something would have to be done. I also feel like something needs to change in order to put rules into place or whatever. Like, I think it sucks that the judicial branch doesn't really have its own enforcement arm, and I think that they should.
Well, you can't.
Even though I guess technically
some people are saying U.S. Marshals is some bullshit. I already know some fucking retards talking about it, but no, they can't. It has to be checks and balances. There are no rules. People need to erase this from their mind. There are some big changes we should go for, okay? I don't even agree with these changes, but at this point, I don't give a fuck. Get rid of the fucking filibuster. Fuck them, okay? And then expand the Supreme Court. Do those 2 things. Do it 100%. Fuck them. Fuck it. Otherwise, I don't care. You stole Merrick Garland from us as a Supreme Court pick? Okay, well, fuck it. Now we're reforming the Supreme. I don't think we should pack the court, but I think we should have like 20 justices. And looks like we're president when we did that change, and now we're going to put 11 more on. Suck our fucking dicks, okay? And then if they ever, because right now the issue is Republicans think they can do anything, and there will never be any consequences. I don't mean bad things. I don't mean violence, okay? I don't mean violence, okay? I don't mean violence, but they think they can do whatever and they'll get away with it. And if the thing is like because Democrats are in the cucked mindset and Republicans are in the Giga Chad mindset. The Giga Chad mindset is I can beat the shit out of this guy as much as I fucking want to, and he's never going to touch me because he's worried I'm going to do something worse, okay? But as soon as the Republicans get smacked back, they just have to think for 1 second, oh shit, we have to be careful because if we go overboard again, then they're going to come back on us and we're going to have Jack the cheek clapper Smith on our ass and everything else is going to be fucked, and then they won't. But the only reason they operate with the impunity they do right now is because they think there's going to be no consequences in the future. It can't be that way anymore. And then just, I'm sorry, because the point you said about like, we can't make rules for people that want to break the rules. Dude, did you see the thing that I read at the beginning of stream? Did you, this fucking court transcript, the 47 pages from the judge talking to the 2 ladies, the special prosecutors, the special attorneys or whatever? It's a shit show at ICE right now, at DHS. These guys are overworked. They don't have enough people. They're arresting motherfuckers with absolutely no idea what the fuck is going on. They're shipping them around the country. They're ignoring court orders. They're not even responding to the courts, like asking them, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it is fucked from top to bottom of these places. So I don't think, it's not like they're following the rules that are there. They're just doing whatever the fuck they can get away with. So the approach of like, we need new rules is not the correct approach. It's we need people who want to play the game correctly. That's what you need.
Yeah, I'm afraid that the Democrats probably won't do as much as like they probably should do, because it seems like for a long time now, I think a lot of what you're talking about and a lot of what I have wished for a very long time that the Democrats were better at political maneuvering than it seems like they are. Like the Republicans are just really good at like doing all kinds of like crazy shit, like stealing the Supreme Court pick, or like any of these other kinds of things, or like, threatening to get rid of the filibuster, invoking the nuclear option. Like Mitch McConnell was just so good at just like fucking everything up. But it seems like the Democrats, once they get it, like they just can't seem to manage to do any of that shit.
It's because everything, the political landscape, I've said this before, the political landscape for Democrats is like a box, and for Republicans, it's a springboard. Like Republicans put on the fucking Matrix glasses and they see so many possibilities in front of them because they're willing to fight on things. And when you fight, you create new possibilities. We don't even know what possibilities possibilities are out there if we had a Democratic Party that was willing to fight. Like, I'm talking about first order stuff. Like, oh, you fight, maybe you put some people in jail, you know, whatever else. Maybe a second order effect of Democrats fighting really hard on a lot of this MAGA shit. The obvious second order effect might be like, oh, well, some people will disavow MAGA. Maybe there's like actually some Republicans out there, I know they exist, and some that have been on the wall about the fucking MAGA shit, who you're creating some space maybe for them to actually rise up and recapture the Republican Party. Because as much as the weird lefties are, you know, cringe or whatever, we do need, like Pelosi said, a strong conservative movement in the United States that's not fucking brain broken. So maybe by going more on the offensive against MAGA, maybe you give those people the opportunity to come up a little bit. Like, oh, well, we're not like that, and these people are kind of fucking crazy. But yeah, by attacking, you're just giving yourself you're giving yourself a better battlefield to maneuver in than always being on the defense and having to figure out how to receive attacks from the other side. I mean that politically.
Yes. Well, yeah, obviously. I know that you mean that politically.
I'm just saying in case Jesse Fuckwaters wants to clip me again and get more of my shit banned or whatever. So.
I can't believe that he fell for that. I can't. That's
when he
so
fell for
funny.
it was intentional, and it wasn't funny. It was very effective. He got me demonetized on YouTube. So, I mean, it worked. He just sucked $1 million out of the fucking liberal side of politics. So, good job, Based King.
I mean the fact that he fell for the Twitch ban shit that you put on Twitter.
Oh, I guess. I mean, they don't fact check anything anyway. So, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like, listen, I just want to say, sir, you are a master troll. Good job. I think that was probably your best work, right up there with the Julumni shit. That shit was really funny too.
Yeah.
I need. Can you understand shit about polls? I'm gonna send you this, and I want you to tell me if like I'm being fucking crazy. Hold on. Here it is. If like. Well, I'm not going to say, I mean, I put it in the side chat of this room because I'm doing a shitload of research into Russia and Ukraine and shit.
What a waste of time.
The eventual lactoid debate. You think it's a waste of time to research for debating lactoid?
No, I think it's such a clear-cut, obvious thing. It's just so fucking cringe that we just totally fucking abdicated our whole position as leader of the free world for no fucking reason other than...
True.
Like, it's literally because... like historians will study this, and it's going to take so much to make people understand. Like, we think that like the most difficult question in the universe is like, how could you ever become a Nazi? But the actual difficult question is going to be trying to explain to people, how is it that a group of finger wavy woke scolds triggered so hard half the country of the United States that they decided to completely and totally abdicate their leadership of the free world economically, politically, and militarily. It's like, how can you, Professor, so I don't understand. So the United States had the strongest economy, the strongest military, the most trade relationships, was the largest empire in all of history, like the most technological advancements, and then they completely destroyed themselves because you keep saying like Me Too and like trans rights. I don't understand, Professor. That doesn't make sense. Why would a country give up so much because the professor lady at Harvard was saying stupid shit about anti-Semitism or wouldn't define what a woman is? Was that really that important, Professor? And it's going to be impossible for anybody to explain in the future in the smoldering ashes of the United States why we threw everything away for something so fucking mind-numbingly stupid and insignificant.
I mean, the question of where Trump comes from will be... historians are already talking about that, honestly. Like, I think I looked and there's already a bunch of shit related to that, or like where people are talking about where exactly Trump came from or whatever, and what it was that caused his rise to power and stuff. And yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of... I have like certain thoughts on it, but I don't know as much about U.S. history as I do about like other history shit. But I don't know. But anyway, I put this poll in the side chat thingy. I just want to know, because I actually think this has been an interesting research deep dive. I'm not just, it's not just for debating lactoid. I think this is actually super interesting to learn about this stuff, and it's good to know it, because I imagine you probably did all this research. But anyway, are you looking at it's the Crimea referendum or the polling prior to the Russian occupation shit? If you scroll down, there's like 2 tables.
Yeah.
And the first one says, you know, if a referendum was held on the annexation of the Autonomous Republic of Crimea to Russia, how would you vote? And you see a whole bunch of them say yes. But then if you scroll down further, there's another poll where they are offered more options about the future of Crimea. And then not as many of them choose to become part of the Russian Federation. But Lactoid is super hard leaning on this. Well, they all said yes in the first question, and he doesn't think the second question matters. So am I like wrong in thinking that the second question does matter because you've given them more choices? And if they obviously were going to fucking choose Russia, why didn't 60% of them just pick become part of the Russian Federation in the more choices section? That doesn't really make sense to me. Why are 24% of them choosing stay in Ukraine with greater autonomy, or like all these other options here?
You can have that argument if you want. I think the whole framing is retarded. If 70% of people in Arizona voted to become part of Mexico, should they be allowed to secede to Mexico? He's never, ever biting the bullet on that. And you should just end it on that. That's who the fuck cares. I don't give a fuck how the population of a country votes. If you really want to get into it, you can go the whole polling route. But you could also say, like, well, what if there was a genocide 100 years ago that replaced like 90% of the population with ethnic Russians, you know, in this place after the Holodomor, right? Like, you could do that as well. Like, it's such a stupid, because you guys talk about, you guys, especially the fucking, God, I hate Americans so much. You're so fucking privileged and spoiled. They talk about like the great replacement. You don't talk about a great replacement. Bro, there were so many people not killed or starved to death or whatever between Kazakhstan and Ukraine or whatever, and they shipped in so many fucking Russians, Russification, they had a name for it, to basically to make the culture like and then have ethnically the actual people there, and you want to talk about like an actual great replacement, and then to have the greatly replaced people then take a vote on whether or not they want to secede back to another country who already recognized their borders legally in 91 after the collapse of their empire. No, what a stupid fucking question. You would never accept this for the United States ever. There would be no state that you would allow to go back to fucking Mexico, even if 99% of the people voted that way, especially not if it was done by an illegal foreign invasion, like it actually kind of happened 100 years ago in Ukraine. It's such a dumb fucking framing. I would start there. I wouldn't even accept this. Why the fuck would you care what a poll says? If Ukrainians want to go through a process to separate out some territory or whatever, that's fine. And then if you want from there, and then the next argument isn't about the polls. And the next time is like, okay, fine, let's say that they do that. That's a Ukrainian process. Russia sure as fuck doesn't have the right to invade them and enforce the fucking poll. Yeah, you're going to tell me that Russia, that doesn't even have real elections, is allowed to use another country's election to invade them? Fuck off. What a stupid fucking point. God, I hate that Lactoid piece of shit. He's going to fit right in with 99% of the other fucking fake lawyer losers on fucking YouTube. I'm sorry. I just like play Arc Raiders.
No.
We did real good in trials today, by the way. I'm going to the cantina. I will be the top 1,000.
Good luck, sir. I hope that you do. But by the way, does that game not have fucking sniper rifles, bro?
No,
I miss
that's
like
cringe.
watching you fucking like. But really?
Miss me doing what? What game did I play with snipers?
In Warzone. Or in in
PUBG
Black
or whatever.
Ops, 6. Yeah.
Black Ops 6. I never played Black Ops 6. Or you mean you just like Black Ops 6?
The Blackout. It was the first Call of Duty Battle Royale thing. You played that with Moon. Remember?
Oh yeah, Warzone I think is what it was called, right?
No, it wasn't called Warzone. Warzone was after.
Blackout. Blackout. That's what it was called.
Yes, Blackout. Yeah, that was a yeah. I don't know. You used to do a lot of sniping in that game, if I recall correctly. So I kind of wondered if does that game not have sniper or does
Not really, no.
But that's I think I saw you once with one, but you said it was like a shitty gun.
It's called an Osprey. It's a meme weapon. There's just not the map in the game isn't set up much for sniping, which is good. I think it would be more boring. It's not that kind of game. I don't know how many extraction shooters have snipers, if that's like a big thing, like in Helldivers 2 or whatever. I don't know if that's a big thing.
I didn't play Helldivers enough to see, but you know. It has been fun watching you play video games again. I did say that before, but anyway, I mean, yeah, I agree with you about the Crimea or about this shit. Like there was multiple framings I was going to go down. It's just that I guess like it doesn't matter. Although in some ways it kind of does because some of this is a lie. Like when he says about how the people of Donbass wanted to separate and join, that's not true. Like there's no evidence that bears that out. That's like a Russian, that's Russian propaganda. But I don't know. I have a hard time believing that thinking he actually believes this.
These guys don't believe any. They have no values. The sand is shifting beneath their feet every time Trump utters a new phrase. It spins into their minds a whole new concept of law and ethics into existence. It's the most debased, weak-willed, spineless cuck position a man could ever have is to let another man insert his dick so far into his fucking rectum that the head of his cock is coming right into his fucking brain. That's what all these guys are. It is insane how much they will exercise their minds to make an excuse for whatever Trump says and to justify any of it. It's just so unbelievable to me. They would never in a trillion and I wish you could run the counterfactual. Obviously you can't. There are so many fucking things that this administration has said or done that if Trump or that if Biden would have said it, it would be over. If Obama would have said it, it would have been civil war. It would have been the civil war, the actual civil war. We need to go back to slavery if these blacks are saying this kind of shit in the White House. It would have been over. Like, you got these people that are attacking all these immigrant groups. Fucking Ilhan Omar is more of an American than fucking Donald shit Trump, one of the most leechy, extractionary, or in some ways he's the most American, I guess. Yeah, I'm sorry. I hate these fucking people. If they're a lawyer and they're on YouTube, there's a 99% chance that they're a trash fucking person. The 1% is basically Pisco, and I'm sure there's like one or two other people that aren't terrible. Legal Ego or whatever, somebody else. Every single person who identifies as a lawyer on YouTube, it's the biggest red flag in the universe. I would rather take babysitting advice from a pedophile than I would legal counsel or legal advice or legal analysis from a YouTube lawyer. They're that fucking horrible at their jobs. Like, at least a pedophile's honest about wanting to fuck kids. These guys pretend that they're impartial. It's just unbelievable how crazy all of these fucking YouTube lawyers are.
Oh, don't forget Kafka. Apparently he's on YouTube.
Oh, he's there
right
too.
now.
He's part of that 1% as well.
Yeah.
Great guy. Yeah.
Yeah, although I don't know how much he actually streams, but anyway, no, I understand that you're really angry. I guess like to maybe try to give a little bit of hopium, although you're probably going to tell me no because you seem really black-pilled, but I think that Trump's weird plan to try to federalize the elections, did you hear him say that, where he said like the Republicans should federalize like the elections and take them over from the states?
Yeah,
Did you hear when he said
ontologically,
that
I
shit?
do reject the use of the word plan in conjunction with anything Trump says, because I don't think he has the cognitive ability to make plans into the future beyond his next shit. But yeah, I've heard him talk about it, and they're flirting with it, and they're trying to do everything they can to push it in that direction. I think what's the Natasha fucking Gabbard? Okay, our Russian spies is
Tulsi Gabbard?
Yeah, she's moving in that direction of trying to do shit in Puerto Rico, and now they've seized machines in fucking Georgia, and they're So they want to do something with federal control. What you said, there was some positive thing about this. What is the?
The positive thing about this is that the Republicans in Congress were like falling all over themselves to say no, that guys, that's not actually what he meant. Like, it seemed like they just didn't. Even like Caroline Levitt was saying that shit. Like, even she was like, oh, he was just talking about the SAVE Act. But I think, and then like Thune, Majority Leader Thune, John Thune, he came out and said something about how he would rather that stuff stay in the states. And I don't.
That's because there are some. Because at the end of the day, they do look to the next elections because these guys have to get elected again. So they are thinking about that. But also, as much as it might not be transparent to us, states do enjoy some level of autonomy. Like when Trump was elected in 2016, when they wanted to put together that voter board to look for all the voter fraud or whatever, the only thing they did was they went to every single state and they asked them all to give all the voter data to the White House so that they could go through it. And all the blue states said fuck no. And all the red states said fuck no. Every single state said fuck no. We're not giving that over. That's our data. Fuck you. And they fought over the. Are you familiar with the blue slip rule? Basically, when you have like federal, is it judges or prosecutors? It might be judges that are appointed just in your state. You as a senator have something. I think it's called a blue slip, where you can basically say, listen. I'm not going to tell you who, but not that one, okay? This is my state. I don't want this fucking judge in my state or whatever. And it's not supposed to be for super partisan reasons or whatever, but you have that. And Trump really wanted to put in, I don't know what their name was, Bozo McFuckface the judge or whatever, as a lawyer who graduated from Trump Law School University, in some state or whatever, and they blue slipped it, and they were like, no, and Trump got really ass-pained at that. But the Senate didn't turn over on that. Just like they also didn't toss the filibuster either, even though Trump was saying, we need to get rid of this fucking filibuster. Like, I don't know about this one, Chief. We're going to get fucked hard on that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so like, I don't know. I don't think that there is any real way that he could do that. Not to mention the fact that, and I know that Trump doesn't give a fuck about this, but I mean, in the Constitution, it says that states run elections. So yeah, I guess that there are limits to the kind of dumb shit that he could try to do. And I don't think any of the states, like you just said, including the Republican ones, would ever abdicate control of their elections to the federal government.
Yeah. And
I don't know if they would, Yeah.
No, I don't think they would. The biggest boon we have is just that there's just a lot of stuff that is just true of the character of certain men and the character of certain people and systems that like these types of populist movements. I mean, I guess technically, I'm pretty sure if you go back 10 years ago, I think I said this like a million times, and it'd be a good compilation to make so I can jerk myself off. But I think that what I said was like populist movements will come up, they're popular for a little bit and they feel good, but they never manage to get any of the shit done that they talk about. They never do that. And I think I've been saying this, I think for the better part of the last decade. I think I've said this.
Yeah, you have. But
yeah.
also that's true.
Yeah, and it's true. And but like we've seen that. And if Trump had any level of competency, or was it like, and he doesn't even have the competency of a leader because he can't surround himself with smarter, good people, we would be in way worse shape. We'd be in dire straits. But they're so incompetent at everything. Because like, if we had the same shit going on right now, and dumb fuck Americans actually saw affordability getting better and we're making a ton more money and our economy was thriving, the average American dumb fuck might not give a fuck. They might say, oh, fuck it, this guy's kind of base. Let's keep going. But just because things are not growing at the rate he said, just because we're still seeing stagnation, just because affordability hasn't gotten better, like Americans are more kind of like woken up and like, oh, maybe like arresting these, poor moms and dads and then, flying them around to all these different states with absolutely no valid cause and then just kicking them out into the fucking streets in sub-zero weather with the clothing that we arrested them in Arizona, maybe that's actually not a good way to do things. Maybe that's kind of fucked up. But it's just because they're fucking up so many different things that Americans are like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this one, Chief. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, and ICE is shooting American citizens and shit like that.
And white ones too, not even the scary black ones, but now they're shooting the nice white ones. Whoo, not good.
Yeah, true. I mean, like, that's also the other funny thing because the Nazis, when the Nazis used a lot of populist rhetoric. I'm sure you remember this from what little you read of. I missed that. Are you ever going to finish Richard Evans?
Someday I will. After I beat Arc Raiders. Yeah, go ahead.
When the Nazis, after they come into power, like they use a lot of populist rhetoric before they come into power, but then afterwards, obviously, they're not talking like that anymore, and they get rid of their crazy militia guys because they're causing too much trouble, like being violent in the streets and all this shit. But it seems like Trump just never got that memo when it comes to like how you actually properly go from like populist campaigner to like actual government leader. And he's still there. Like, it's funny seeing all of these guys still talk about like how they are coming after Trump and all this other weird shit. Like, it doesn't.
Well, it's because it's like, did you ever see that Everything Ever All at Once movie or whatever?
I have that movie on my hard drive and I've been meaning to watch it for like a gazillion years. Please don't spoil it. Your recommendation also made me want to watch it.
It's a good movie.
Disagree with
There's like a statement that somebody. Shut up. There's a statement that you can make, and then you can make the same statement later on, and it's like, oof. So like I'm just giving a broad theme in this movie, not a spoiler alert, but like the movie kind of starts off with this idea of like, oh, nothing matters, and then by the end of the movie, it's like, oh, nothing matters, right? Like things like, even if there's not a significant thing, like it can still be very important, like a thing that might be meaningless to the universe or to some other person, could be the entire world to another person, right? It's like that thing. Like Trump ran on this idea of like, Trump's not a politician, okay? And now it's like, ooh, Trump's not a politician, as in he can't do his fucking job. He can't get anything done. At least in your early, I guess your Hitler fucking shit. I can't speak as much of Japan or Mussolini. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck Mussolini did ever. But like Hitler was a politically minded person, and he manipulated and used politics to advance his stuff. Donald Trump has no fucking idea how to do politics or anything, and it shows in the worst way possible. So, like, if Donald Trump would have been Hitler, who knows? Maybe the tankies would have taken over fucking Germany, and they would have won. Maybe the KBD would have ruled everything because he wouldn't have fucking made it anywhere. As soon as he spent the first like couple years, whatever, in jail, he would have just bounced and gone to fucking, I don't know, rape women in Bavaria or some shit. Who knows? Or go fight with the blacks in the Ruhr. I don't know.
Mussolini managed to like do. I mean, obviously, like later on, he was a loser, but his rise to power was interesting because he was the first fascist guy who did it. But
sure,
and he obviously engaged in some political maneuvering there. But yeah, anyway, I'll leave you to it. And enjoy the rest of your stream. Don't Fed post too hard, chat.
We never do that.
Don't say it. Vote.org.
Vote.org.
Right, bye.
Be careful.
Yes. Thanks. Bye.
I don't think you should be telling people to be careful. It sounds very ominous.
We live in ominous times. Everybody should be careful.
Of you?
No, why of me? Why would I tell you? First of all, if I was going to be a threat to you, why would I tell you to be careful?
Because you like the spirit of the hunt.
Only for your mom.